I've been playing God Eater recently, so I've got that on
I never
Steam.
ended up playing any of the clones of Monster Hunter.
God Eater is like some people in an office went, we need a big game.
We need a bigger Monster Hunter.
What a best game in Japan? Monster Hunter. What a favorite thing in Japan? Anime.
Anime and mango.
Anime.
Jesus, was this shit always this terrible? Have we been going like this for however many episodes?
Yes.
It's just since I came, really.
No.
Sit down with Spyro.
Oh god.
It was always this bad. Suddenly, Cats has had the realization of everything that he's involved in. Don't worry, Cats, it's okay. Nothing matters.
The
Life
match
is
of
a
the
joke.
day ice cream van is driving up and down outside. No, stop. No. It stops halfway through the penultimate.
Of course it does.
What? But that's the best bit.
It never gets to the end.
It's
of
like
the
it's like
match of
any
the day
ice cream
theme.
van never gets to the end of the fucking tune that it's trying to do.
Happyman, save me!
No, there is no
Call
saving.
my name.
What's going on?
Save me from the dark.
No, wipe me up.
Can't wake up.
Happyman.
Save me.
Call my name.
Oh god, he can't even finish the
Bring
fucking
me to
song.
life.
Hello and welcome to Happyman. That's right. Rock me, baby. Baby. Rock me, baby. Baby. That's right.
Who should we get? I don't who.
What if I call up Deliveroo and I'm like,
Can you deliver me a podcaster, please?
deliver me a McDonald's and then stay at my house and podcast. I'll pay you.
I don't think we have the budget for that.
We can crowd around my headset mic.
You wouldn't get reimbursed.
We could try
That's
podcasting
alright.
while playing Mario. That would be very entertaining.
No.
I would enjoy that.
No.
It's a great idea.
Anyone listening to it wouldn't, though.
You just videocast
Let's
it.
be honest, though.
Fine.
People listening don't enjoy the podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, people listen.
It's like a form
People
of
listening
ritual
enjoy the
torture.
podcast ironically.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I listen to the podcast even when I've been on them to see what's different from when I went on them. It's interesting to see
Find out
how
what zany
they're
sound
edited.
effects have been added.
Yeah, I really like it. Some of the editing is very good. Some of the editing on the Dark Souls podcast was great.
Thank you.
There was a good roll on the snare at one point. That was good.
Yeah, his shitty Scandinavian joke.
Oh,
was that the Scandinavian?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That was a
The
good
Marxist one is still the best one, I'm afraid.
What's the Marxist one?
I must have told this one.
You probably have, but do
It's,
it anyway.
why is the only hot drink you're allowed in a Marxist society? Why are you only allowed to drink Earl Grey tea?
Why?
Because property is theft.
That's not
I
even
disagree.
funny.
That's not even worth a groan.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, it is. It's very good.
You've
That's
alienated.
a very good joke.
You've alienated both Marxists and Earl Grey tea fans, which
Oh.
at least 75% of my friends are.
Oh, what a shame. It's Ben Shart. Does he drink Earl Grey?
Ben Shah is totally bald.
What is the relevance of that to this?
He's bald as a bean.
What is the relevance of...
I've seen hairy beans.
What kind of hairy beans have you seen?
These hairy beans love
Whoa, get a load of the baps on this one, lads.
I'm really sad about this.
What are you really sad about?
Just this.
What your life has come to. You created this. I will have you bear in mind.
Man,
So,
let's go back to memes.
Let's go back to memes.
Memes are a good way of forging
Gosh.
resilience. Golly.
Golly gosh.
Golly.
Right, I'm inviting Funk.
Let's go back to fucking Rise of the Robots PAL version on the SNES, which I have as well.
What the hell is Rise of the Robots?
Oh my god, you don't know what Rise of the Robots is? One of the worst games that's ever been released. It's a fighting game in the style of Street Fighter, but it's appalling. It really is one of the most appalling games that was ever released.
YouTube it now.
You do that.
You ever play Clay Fighter?
Clay.
Weird.
Fuck
Clay Fighter
man.
is better than Rise of the Robots.
No, it's terrible.
Oh,
No,
I've
it's
seen
better than Rise of the Robots.
Hey,
I've seen this before. Yeah.
Clay Fighter had Earthworm Jim in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Jim.
terrible.
And other classic... wait, did you just say Earthworm Jim is terrible?
Yeah, I never liked Earthworm Jim, man.
Earthworm Jim is the shit.
Ban this man.
Earthworm Jim is one of those video game characters who had like a cartoon series because everything got a cartoon
like
back in the
Battletoads.
day.
And it was
Battletoads.
it was good.
Have you seen the Battletoads pilot that they made? The
No.
cartoon.
I have
God.
I
no
think
desire
I have,
to watch
yeah.
that.
I've seen a lot of old video game pilots.
Like they were actually
Bubsy.
like they're actually like teenagers and they transform into the Battletoads.
Oh my
Well, they were
God.
kind of supposed to be like
They're always
the video
teenagers
game
who
answer to
transform
Land
into
Sharks, weren't they? Wasn't
Oh no,
that
that's
thing?
Street Sharks. It's something else.
Street
no,
Sharks, yeah.
Shucks.
no.
Sorry, I couldn't remember what it was called.
And their transformation, like magic spell word, is "Let's get warty." And then they transform into Battletoads.
Oh
Fucking
wait,
hell.
they're like human teenagers, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they transform. That
Like
is-
not like Ninja Turtles, who are.
Did you ever watch Extreme Dinosaurs as well? I think
That
that was a
sounds
Street
awful.
Sharks spin-off. I used to watch that when I was a
Oh,
kid.
Street Sharks spin-off. That's fucking high prestige right there.
It had a good theme tune that basically went extreme, extreme, extreme dinosaurs.
That sounds pretty awesome, actually. But I bet the show's terrible.
Not enough cartoons about skeletons. That's all I've got to say.
No, it's just He-Man.
Rattle me bones.
Rattle me bones.
Sure, there's other cartoons about skeletons.
Skeletor's a pretty lame skeleton, I gotta say. He's not very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an anime about this skeleton like overlord, but it's awful, and I can't remember what it's called because it was bad, and I stopped watching it. So let's stop talking about that. We need
When are we
like
gonna get
a Dark Souls
Appanitos?
cartoon.
A
yeah.
Dark Souls cartoon. Think about if Dark Souls had existed in the 90s, we would have had Dark Souls cartoons. Or in the late 80s, maybe. About that.
Or a breakfast cereal.
Oh yeah, Nitos.
Nitos.
I appreciate that pun. That was good. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
I heard.
Guys, Baron's finished with his yard work.
Hey Baron, how's it
Hey
going?
guys.
Hey.
Hey.
You wanna-
Sorry everyone. I had a lot of shit to do, and
Fair
I'm
enough.
not sure how long I'll be here for because I also have to go to a baby gender reveal party in about 45 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that-
really sorry.
Is that like they've had their 20-week scan and they've
Yeah.
invited everyone to celebrate the fact that it's a
A boy or a girl?
biological
How
Yeah.
dare you!
boy or girl?
Yeah, I'm really
we can't-
sorry, guys. Like, I got carried away because I started doing yard work, and I was like, fuck, I gotta clean my motorcycle too. So I cleaned my
Well,
motorcycle
at
as
least
well.
you're not
Don't worry,
Lotion, who
Baron.
has to hold stuff for people at random. So
Yeah,
it could be
that's true.
worse.
Yeah.
Wait, well, I just hold something for my dad. That's fine.
Well, I was in my weekend self mode, so I had to do all this shit real quick and get that out of the way.
I don't own a yard.
Why
I
can I
own a
not start
small
Carrera?
square of concrete. It's very easy to work on.
Yeah, so
Damn.
do I.
Occasionally, I pull up the dandelions and process them into like
Into
bars.
juice.
No, I process them into bars, which I take to work with me. That's how I sustain myself.
That's self-sustaining, though. It's 100% green and 100% mean. I like that.
And 100% lean. And
Yeah.
100% fighting machine.
Yeah.
And 100% mean bean machine.
Yeah.
You guys want to do the bit of the podcast that we need Baron for if he's only going to be here for a little bit?
Okay. We'll just start the podcast, Catsman.
Okay, let's start the podcast now. You host. Oh wait, you've done the Dark Souls one.
Yeah,
I'll
fuck
do
off.
it. Tell me to fuck off.
Sorry. It's just a reflex.
Image is too large to
Fuck
embed.
you, Catsman!
Look over there, it's Baron.
Hello.
And look over there, it's Happyman.
Hello.
And look over there, it's Moogle Pies.
You're looking in the wrong direction.
Wait, are you? Oh yeah, no, that's Moogle Pies over there.
That's correct.
And behind you is Specs.
Jesus.
Let's do a feud.
Okay, so the teams will... let me random the teams here.
I want Baron. I want Baron.
I'm really bad at this.
Excellent.
How can you be bad at this when you're so good at connections? It
Because
doesn't make sense.
I think I know enough games for it, and then I keep going, and then the board goes to the other person, so they get all the points.
To play Family Feud on this podcast, you basically need to go with the memeiest answers possible.
Yeah, I can do that. It's just like then I always run out of answers.
You
and
need to
goes
do
the
it
other
well.
team.
Right, it's going to be Catsman and Specs versus Moogle and Baron.
Cool.
Oh.
Let's go, Baron!
Let's
Oh,
try
yeah.
our
All the
best,
questions are on
Cats.
Doom Romax, we're gonna win.
Yes, my top 10 favorite Doom Wrong hacks. Number 1,
Wrong
Smegma
hacks?
Princess. Number 2,
Seaman!
Number 2, Space Princess. And number 3, Space Megma Princess. Or as I call it, Smegma Princess.
Good.
This is my favorite.
Top 10 juiced up...
What about
Top 10 juiced up hentai-based Doom ROM hacks.
Number 1, gone home.
Number 1. Okay.
Alright.
It's a
I
game
need
where
to
you
get my
explore the
Octothorpe.
mansion
God, I need to get
and
the
explore
Octothorpe
yourself.
ready. Do I even have an Octothorpe on this keyboard?
Right, Moogle and Baron
I do.
will have this sound.
I'm cool, Cat Bear.
And Catsman and Specs will have this sound.
Hammer off.
Then they will use an Octothorpe to buzz in. And we're gonna fucking play some Family Feud. It's been a while. Alright. First round. Hands on your buzzards.
Yeah.
Give me a game where you play as an animal.
Hammer off.
Specs.
A dog's life.
That is the number 3 answer. Oh yeah, by the way, there's only 5 answers on the board this time.
Okay.
So I wanted to cut out the last ones were always shitty, so.
Cool.
So you have the number 3 answer. Do you want to pass or play?
Well, I can think of at least one more. I don't know.
That'll be definitely the number one.
It will definitely
Yeah,
be the number 1
okay.
answer.
So, do you want to keep going?
If you want, I can say some obscure garbage until we get struck out.
Okay. I think I can think of some other games where you play as an animal. Let's go. All right. Okay.
Mr. Mosquito.
No.
That
Cat,
is not
stop.
on the board.
Yes!
Yeah, but it's an awesome game.
Okami.
That is the number 2 answer.
Oh,
that's
shit.
interesting. Echo
Well.
the Dolphin.
That is number 5 answer.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's
Thank
the number
God.
1 answer.
Thank God.
Crash Bandicoot.
You have struck out.
Yeah.
And
What?
Is that he's hit
Crash
home
Bandicoot.
run or is he out?
No, he's out. So that takes us to Moogle and Baron. If you get
Fucking-
the last one
No.
right,
Jazz
Na-
Jackrabbit.
I wanted
Oh,
to
that's
bug
not on.
bug
Yeah.
exclamation point by Sega.
The 4th answer, which nobody got, was Tokyo Jungle.
Fuck!
That wasn't what you were going to say, was it, man?
It was!
Oh
Do
my
I get
God.
any points? Do I get any points
Yeah,
for what I just did?
no, you keep.
Yeah, we get
You're
it.
just going to keep...
Yeah.
Oh, because
so-
they didn't steal it.
Yeah.
I understand how this game works.
You go next
now.
time, Baron.
We still don't know
don't
how
know,
this
I'm-
game works.
I've
I
only
don't know how
played
the
this
fuck.
once.
I
The
don't
next
know how to
question that goes, I'll probably fuck it up, Moogle. But it's
Go
fine.
on.
Alright.
No, you keep going, dude.
Ready? Give me
Alright.
a game character who wears a dress suit.
I'm cool, Cat Bear.
Professor
Dress
Layton.
suit.
I'm not touching this one.
Professor
That's a tough one.
Layton.
Does he really wear a
You gotta
suit?
buzz in,
A
Baron.
dress suit.
Wait, I thought he did.
What the
buzz
fuck
in.
is a
Oh,
dress
Yeah, he
suit?
did buzz in.
Oh, sorry.
Just a
buzzed in.
suit, like a suit.
A suit. Okay,
What?
fine.
Fuck. Well, I keep saying the name of that one game, but I don't get a response. I don't know what it
You
is.
just said you said
Yeah, he
Professor
does
Layton,
wear
right?
a suit. Well,
I
wait,
guess
he
he
doesn't
does.
wear a suit. He wears like a jacket.
Hmm?
He does
He's
wear
got like
a
a jacket and a turtleneck sweater, doesn't he? And a hat.
Happyman, what did people say?
Okay, is nobody touching this one?
Baron is. Baron's buzzed in.
Okay. Anyway, Layton's not on the board.
Okay.
Oh.
So can we just keep going or what?
No, it's Specs
Okay,
and
then that's
Catsman.
fine.
I'm
That's
thinking.
alright then.
I'm thinking like maybe. Can we confer or do I have to just
No,
go?
just go.
Shit.
Go, I don't have anything.
I don't know the name of the character. I think it might be Kazuma Kiryu, the guy from Yakuza. Is that his name?
Yes, but he is not on.
Oh.
Oh.
You have one more shot.
Oh no, they keep going. That's fine.
Oh, okay. We get another go. Okay.
The
Oh wait,
man.
never mind. Actually, it goes back to
I was gonna say.
because you didn't get
Burn, do you want to go?
any trade.
I'll try one more time. Is that okay, Moogle?
Yeah, go ahead.
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Not on. It goes
Oh,
back
that
to
was a
Specs and
good
Catsman.
one.
about-
Cats.
What about Mr. Agent 47 from Hitman?
Number
a good
one
option.
answer.
It's a good
Yay!
And
nice.
Catsman and Specs have controlled the board. You want to pass or play?
I think pass. I don't know any. I can't think of anything else.
No, nor can I.
Pass.
Then it goes back to Baron and Moogle.
Go ahead, Moogle.
A suit.
Yeah,
That's all we've got to get is a suit.
a suit.
Oh, I've got one now, actually.
The question is this gonna...
Can it be a birthday suit?
Oh! Did it specify what kind of suit, by the way?
You know, Bug from Bug exclamation point is wearing his birthday suit.
A suit like the one Agent 47 wears.
Right, okay.
Not like a
like a power suit or something like that.
Yeah, not like anything.
Yeah, I thought as much. If we've got nothing else, let's go for James Bond.
He's not on the board.
How is he not
one
on the
more shot.
fucking board, dude?
One more shot. Leisure Suit Larry.
Number 2 answer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Eh.
Okay. Shit. Fuck.
Do we have to keep going? We have to keep going, don't we?
Yeah, you keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Can it be like a fucking shit? Never mind. Earthworm Jim. I don't know.
No, he's not on.
The Mummy Returns.
He returns.
Right,
He returns.
Catsman and Specs, you can
I've
steal
got
it.
one. The Spy from Team Fortress.
Oh, it's a good
4,
option,
and you
good
steal
option.
it.
Damn.
You are now even. Actually, no. Catsman and Specs are a bit ahead.
Yeah, they're way ahead. They stole it from us, didn't they?
Yes, they did, but you got the first one. So.
Oh, right. I see.
And the two. So you got Agent 47, Leisure Suit Larry, and the Spy, and the ones left on the board are the G-Man from Half-Life and Lawyer Guy from Lawyer Guy.
Oh, Catchman!
Son of a.
Son of a bitch!
That's kind of fucked up.
We got one more of these, haven't we?
Yes, you do.
Got to play to the audience.
All right, be
You
ready.
do have to play to the audience, yes. Let's go.
Name a game inspired by or based on Lovecraft.
I'm cool, Cat Bear.
Moogle.
Bloodborne.
Number 3. Keep going. Or actually, will you pass or play?
I think we play.
Yes.
You want to go, Baron?
Yeah.
Go on.
Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth.
Number 1 answer.
Of course.
Let's see. What was the one? Damn. What the fuck is
Darkest Dungeon?
Number 5.
Yep.
it? Shit.
They're sweeping it.
Games where you go insane, dude.
Well,
What do you need?
God, there's that one on the GameCube. Fuck.
Oh, Eternal Darkness.
Number 4. No, number 2. I mean, there's one more. Number 4.
Alone in the Dark.
One more shot. Yes.
Oh, I think I know it.
What says you?
Say Bug.
Don't say it! I don't know.
Smegma Princess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Snegma Princess is not on, and Catsman and Specs have one chance to steal it. It's the number 4 answer on the board.
I've got two ideas. One is definitely Cthulhu inspired, and one just sort of, or Lovecraft inspired. One is just sort of kind of fits into that. But I think people are more likely to think of that one. Are you happy for me to go, Cats?
I've got one idea, but it's about a 30% chance, but it is popular. I would go with the popular game.
Yeah, you might be thinking of the same one as me. What do you
Go,
think?
Specs. You've been killing it so far.
Amnesia.
Oh, that's a good answer.
That is not on the board.
Damn,
my other
that's
one
the
was
one I was
Quake.
thinking
Moogle
of
and
as
Catsman,
well.
Was my other one.
It was Sunless Sea was number 4.
Sunless Sea.
I don't know what that is.
Damn,
Baron,
that
keep
is-
the
I forgot all
points.
about that fucking game.
And we are moving on to the fast money round. Who is representing each team?
Do you want to do it, Baron?
I'll give it a shot.
Go ahead, Baron.
You want me to sabotage our team, Specs?
I think I did it last time I was on,
Let
so if you
Catsman
want to do it,
sabotage
Cats.
the team. He's done it to me as well before.
I'll
It's
make
great
it
fun.
interesting by almost losing. How about that?
So how does the fast money round work, by the way?
Yeah.
I give you 3 answers quickly, and you answer them quickly. The other person leaves the room while you do so, and we do it one at a time.
Yeah, you
But
ask the same question.
Since Moogle and Baron are ahead, Catsman or Specs is going to start.
Okay, so I guess we leave then.
No, we don't leave. We stay. Or at least I stay. You go, I think.
Yeah, Baron goes into another channel for
All right.
We'll come get you.
Alright, so who's going?
Me.
Alright. Catsman? Give me a light gun game.
Virtua Cop.
Give me a Mario Kart level.
Luigi Circuit.
Give me a game that has lots of swearing.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yep, alright.
Good option.
You hipster.
Come on.
It's
Well,
called
With your
a
Luigi
road.
Circuit.
I love Luigi
called
Circuit.
Let's
Oh,
go.
fuck.
Let's do
Okay.
this. Come on, Baron.
Alright.
I believe in you.
Baron?
Yes.
Give me a light gun game.
Time Crisis.
Give me a Mario Kart level.
Rainbow Road.
Give me a game that has lots of swearing.
Devil May Cry, the reboot.
Alright?
Yes.
Good one.
Fuck you!
If people have put that, I swear to God, it's not 2013 anymore.
Fuck you, Catsman.
Fuck you, Dobby.
Fuck you, Dobby.
Can I just ask, so were they ahead before the start of this round, or
Yes.
were we ahead? How?
We
We were-
won 2. And by that
don't
I mean
understand how
Specs
this
won 2.
works.
We stole 2. Specs stole 2.
What?
We won the first one, and then we stole the second one.
Yeah, and then we won the third one.
So was
Yeah,
the
so
third one
shouldn't we
worth
be
more
winning?
than the first 2?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. We got most of the answers, but we got all the answers except for that last one, number 4.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. They did get like
But
all
did we
of
not
the
get
answers.
all of the? We got all of the answers in the first one, but we didn't. Like it passed to them, then it passed back to us. Do we not retain those points?
I understand
I
it's a
don't really
game
know how
mode.
this works.
Look,
Happyman-
I've already forgotten what happened, but I know.
He's got the score written down. We can check the tapes later, I guess.
We'll check the tapes later, and if
I
it turns
know
out
that,
that we
I
should
know
have
that you
won,
guys struck out on the last round.
I want Happyman to
Do we
send
lose
me.
our points if we strike out?
I want him to send me
If you have the chance to steal it and you strike out, then it goes to the people you stole it from.
a Colin the Caterpillar birthday cake. Moogle knows what I'm talking
I
about.
know. I'm
I
just
know what
wondering.
you're
I'm
talking about.
constantly amazed at Catsman's ability to just say random bullshit in the background while people are trying to have a conversation to derail it. It's impressive. It really is. Can we? Let's have those scores. Let's,
1 second.
Let's hit them scores.
I actually feel some sort of anticipation. I have no idea why.
I just feel like I need a shower.
That's true. I gotta do that
Yowers.
too.
I feel like I need 2 showers.
You've been doing.
Yeah.
Baron's the only one among us who's been doing yard work, though, so
Yard work.
he gets the first go in the shower.
I haven't done any
Can
yard
we not
work in
share
some
to
time
save
now.
water?
Doesn't actually save water.
What?
Alright.
People have been telling you that so they can take showers with you, Specs.
It's true.
I've been used.
I'm one of them.
Okay. So, Catsman, name a light gun game. You said Virtua Cop, that's number
Yeah.
3.
I love Virtua Cop.
Mario Kart level, you said Luigi Circuit, that is number 3. Game with lots of swearing, GTA is number 1.
Ooh.
Good.
Damn.
Baron, light gun game, The Time Crisis, number 1. Mario
Wow.
Kart level, Rainbow Road, number 1.
It's called a road. It's
Lots
called
of
a
swearing,
road.
DMC, number 5.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let's.
Catsman and Specs, 24 points. Moogle and Baron, 33. They are the winners.
Well done, guys.
Yay!
It's called a road. It's called a
The Rainbow Road.
Luigi Circuit's better.
Like I hardly played Mario Kart when I was a kid, but I do remember Rainbow Road because
It's the road where you go when you die.
Yes.
You die.
Horrific as it is.
It's a
Next
road to
time,
Rainbow Road.
I'll give him
There's a
meat.
Mario
Road,
and a
go.
goat.
Trying to find a photo of my weekend self. Hold on.
Okay.
Your
we want
weekend
to,
cellophaning.
Oh right, it's in my fucking skeletons folder. I forgot.
Skeletons.
I love skeletons.
I love skeletons. I also love skeletons. What is
What am I looking at right
What
now?
is this?
What?
What am I looking
I'm
at?
becoming my weekend self. Yard work, smarter, more drugs, more beer, jacking it faster. Gamer hand.
That's a pretty cool looking skeleton. Did you make that?
No, but I wish I did. It's pure art.
Do you want
That
to
is
see
a
a
very
janky
threatening
looking model
looking
I've made?
skeleton.
Well, that's just what happens. Like, once the weekend begins, I turn into a skeleton, and I just start consuming lots of beer. Not so much drugs. I guess smoking counts. You know? And I just do yard work all the time. My life is wonderful.
Noise. I do no yard work. I really should, but I don't.
I've
Well, it's
seen Moogle's yard. I can attest.
You haven't seen it recently.
It was bad last time I
There's
saw
bracken this time.
it.
I have actual bracken.
Did you know you can harvest that and turn it into food?
Firewood. That's what I can do.
Or you could just get a mower, which you have,
Yeah.
and
I
then
can do
spend
that
the
regularly.
precious 10 minutes
Yeah.
going
but I
around in a
don't.
circle because you have exactly like 20 square feet
know,
of a
right?
yard.
I know, right?
I'm just saying, you know, just putting it
Nah,
out there.
mate. Nah. Just nah.
My yard work takes me hours.
Yeah.
And you got that little thing.
Do you
Yeah.
have a ride-on lawnmower?
No, I do not.
Oh.
I have an electric push mower.
Well, that's the next step, logically. You've got
Just-
the motorbike and the car.
I mean,
now you need an expensive
All you
ride-on
need
lawnmower.
is a Motability scooter, and then you attach a lawnmower to the back of it on a tow.
There's a
then
term
you
for
just do
people. There's a term for people like that. It's just called Home Depot dads.
Home
And,
Depot dads.
and I'm not one of them because A, I'm not a dad, and B, I hate Home Depot. So, you know, I just got. My mom bought this really nice, neat little cheap electric mower that does the job pretty well.
Nice.
Doesn't make any sound. Charges on batteries.
Lawnmowers are really disturbing to me.
Why?
Just the thought of so many spinning blades. I don't like it.
That's
bought-
understandable, I guess. Yeah.
I had a friend at school whose foot was mangled in a lawnmower accident.
That is distressing.
It is. It's very dangerous. Like, if you're not careful, you have
is
to be
this?
ultra defensive, and you know, like you're taught all the basics in safety.
I have
but
read a lot of Wikipedia today. Twin sucks ass. I have determined tin is the big bitch of all elements. Fuck tin.
Is that a drill tweet?
Who is making these things, Baron?
I don't know.
It does sound
but
like a drill tweet.
It's the motherfucking share zone, and beautiful.
That is the featured skeleton today. Is the share zone?
Yeah.
It's a good skeleton.
He's really good. I mean, he just has all kinds of great things to say.
All right, what's the next segment, Catsman?
Oh, are you handing the torch to me for this?
Dude,
Oh, well, if
you're
you guys
hosting.
Well,
Do you want me to do
I'm just saying
connections
you might
while
forget
Baron's
it
here?
afterwards.
Well, I have to actually start getting ready now to leave. So
You were here for the important thing. You made me win
yeah.
on Family Fortune.
So, I'm
this is
sorry
all
to-
that I
yeah.
can. This is the only reason that I come to this podcast anymore, is to win at Family Fortune and a few.
That's the
it.
only that's the only reason. Okay. On that note, thank you guys for having me. Hope you all have a great day.
Thank you so
Baron,
much.
enjoy
Good to
your
see you,
baby
Baron.
reveal.
Bye.
Yes. Yep. More beer, more drugs. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta exit this fucking thing.
I love Baron so much.
Oh yeah, undefeated people at Family Feud, Sabercry and Mike. 3-0 each.
Damn.
Nice.
We need
Gotta
to.
get-
My
I'm
record
back.
still must be alright, surely.
Your record is 9 wins to 7 losses.
Well,
I
it's gone
must be
downhill
one
so
for
far.
one now. I think I won my last one.
Yeah, you're 1-1. Catsman is 10 wins, 11 losses, which means this was the 21st game of Family Feud we have played.
Nice.
We've
That
done
means
this for a long time.
Family Feud's enough games old to drink in the United States.
Yay!
We need to get Sabercry back on here so he can break his streak. I don't feel comfortable around people who have streaks.
I don't feel comfortable around people who are streaking.
Do you want me to do a shit segment now?
Yes.
I would love to have
You
a
mean
shit
a
segment
segment?
now.
No. This is one of my like special segments.
All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
What actually was I going to say?
I thought you had this
Actually,
prepared.
I had on my phone. I wrote a really long rant about the phrase "bounce house," but as Baron's gone, I'll save the bounce house segment for the next time Baron's
Bounce
here.
House. Jesus Christ. Your obsession with pronunciation from Americans will be
Bounce
the end
house.
of us all.
Think, Moogle, of a knight from Arthurian legend.
This is a trick question. Let's go with...
You fucker! You just think of the first Arthurian knight that pops into your head, not some fucking obscure ass.
Fucking Lancelot, let's go!
Yeah.
Okay, right. Lancelot is one of the worst characters in all of fiction.
He's awful.
He does nothing. He contributes nothing. He actively like sabotages those who are around him. And he's just generally, he's not brave or chivalrous or cool. Lancelot is a cunt. And I will...
Also Robin ran away.
I will now list reasons why Sir Lancelot is a cunt. Number one, Lancelot was devised by a bored Welsh monk at some point in the Middle Ages. He was not like an original Arthurian knight. He was like the Scrappy-Doo of Arthurian knights. The original King Arthur was some leader who united some clans against some other clans and became a folk hero. And he didn't he take people's beards off and then wore them? Someone told me that. That might not be true.
I think that's probably what the people who are at the multi-story car parks do when they go like that, don't they?
They do go like
see
that.
them?
I have seen them. Thank you for agreeing with me. So anyway, then in the Middle Ages, there was this thing called courtly love, which was like the 50 Shades of Grey of the Middle Ages, which was all about knights who have affairs with people. And so it was written exclusively by sexually frustrated middle-aged monks who simultaneously wrote it, but they also derided the lifestyles it portrayed.
Wasn't everything in the medieval times written by sexually frustrated medieval monks?
I assume so, because they were like the only people who could write. But it's like they wrote all of these like really raunchy stories, and then at the end they would put like a blurb like, and that's why this is bad and you shouldn't do it, and God wouldn't like it, and I've written this to make sure that you know. Anyway, so Lancelot, right? What did he do? Okay, yeah, he had one purpose in Arthurian legend, which was to have sex with Arthur's wife.
Yes.
And not get caught by Arthur. So all of the stories about him revolve around him wanting to have sex with Arthur's wife. So Arthur will be off on like a side story, like, oh, I'm going to go save the world or whatever. And Lancelot will sneak off and have sex with Arthur's wife. Sometimes he'll go on like a really long and eventful quest with the eventual goal of having sex with Arthur's wife. The books don't really dwell on her, but they're again exclusively middle-aged monks, but it really seems like a bad idea on her part. Anyway, the strangest part is Lancelot only had eyes for an illicit relationship with his best friend and king's sexy wife, and to the extent that along his travels there would be long sections of these books where other women try to seduce him and he turns them down. Because he was saving himself for an incredibly pointless and dangerous affair instead. So they're like... So basically, the structure of the story is Lancelot ends up somewhere, and some woman's like, oh, Lancelot, you're so brave and chivalrous, have sex with me. And then Lancelot says, no. And there's a story about Lancelot lying in bed with a woman who wants to insert appropriate Arthurian-themed double entendre with him, and he's just like, no, I'm going to sleep. Like, from a narrative perspective, the climax of that chapter is Lancelot going to sleep.
When you come to edit this episode, can you please make sure that Catsman bot does actually insert a suitably Arthurian double entendre in there?
Catsman bot is dead.
No,
Yeah,
he's not. He
Catsman
lives on in our hearts.
I'd wear her beard, if you know what I mean.
He actually genuinely died.
Fuck you for letting him die.
I'd unite her warring clans, if you know what I mean.
I didn't let him die.
You killed him!
The laptop
didn't.
died.
I'd pull the sword out of the stone, if you know what I mean.
It was an accident. It was one of those accidents that God causes.
I'd round the table, if you know what I mean.
You know?
You ever see the
recent
TV show
earthquakes
Max
and
Headroom,
tsunamis.
where a guy downloads his entire personality into a computer-generated talking head called Max Headroom, and there's
Yes.
adverts that make people explode?
I'd put a hole in the rail, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's
Nice.
what Catsman Bot is, and then there's like an evil network who's trying to get rid of Catsman Bot.
I'd accidentally conceive Sir Galahad, if you know what I mean.
And Knuckles, or whatever the fuck. Anyway, so, look, James Bond is a bit of a cunt, but, right, you understand him. He's like, oh, you know, I had sex with this woman, and then she died because she was involved with me, and I'm a spy, and that's very sad. But that won't stop me in the future, despite this being quite unprofessional conduct compared to, say, 60s serial TV character Danger Man, portrayed by Patrick McGowan. Like, you understand what James Bond is thinking. He's just an asshole. But Lancelot, I don't get it. He goes and does his dumbass courtly love thing that spirals out of control, and Arthur finds out. And then Lancelot runs away and hides like an absolute tit. And he goes to hide under some other king. And Arthur's like, hey, you know, you're harboring Lancelot. Come and, you know, hand
me
him over.
Lancelot.
Hand him over. He's a prick. And the other guy's like, no. Anyway, that starts like a civil war. Like an entire civil war, and then the big bad like swoops in, takes advantage, and like destroys everything, and that's like the end.
What a fucking cunt.
That's all because of
All right.
Lancelot needed some overly specific person to put his dick into.
Now tell me about Galahad.
I don't actually know
He's got
anything
nothing
about
about
Galahad.
Galahad.
Were
I've
you
only
banking on the fact that someone would say Lancelot?
It's exactly
when
what
you
you were
asked this
banking on,
question?
because I was going to
If I
say
had said
Galahad.
Galahad,
Because I knew it was
nobody
gonna be
gives a
fucking
shit
Lancelot.
about Galahad.
it's what role
I
do
don't-
you fulfill?
I
It's
don't
either
have
Neville
reasons
Longbottom.
why all of the
Neville
Arthurian
Longbottom.
knights are assholes. I've only read the Lancelot ones.
Okay. Specifically
sorry.
because you hate him.
Specifically because I hate him and I want him to die.
Well, he's already dead.
He's
if he
worse
was a real
than
person. He's not a real
Scrappy-Doo.
Maybe
person.
he's not really dead.
It's
Maybe
French
he's still
people
out there
as
somewhere.
well.
Could Lancelot
French
still be
people.
alive?
Could Lancelot still be alive? That was my Lancelot segment.
It was pretty good.
Okay. Should we talk about video games
If I-
or video?
if I
Why
wasn't
would
so
we ever
lazy,
do that? I mean, that sounds like an awful idea.
If I wasn't a lazy Catsman, I would animate that segment for you.
I still have to animate your...
Yeah, my Antonio Inoki story.
That's been on my to-do list for ages.
The one of my favorite videos on the GLA YouTube channel is still Drunk History with Mao.
Pretty good.
He's pretty accurate, I think. I seem to remember.
Yeah, it was
I
just
remember
I
him
who
being
fucked up and
drunk.
drew the wrong queen, but
It doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck?
yeah.
Nobody listens to this for historical accuracy.
If they do, then God help them.
If nobody else has anything like to say, then I'm going to go on and just come up with more bullshit.
I would welcome this sweet
Okay.
release of death.
I want you to read this bio on the celebrity Phil Margera. This website, wikipicky.com. So I will now read it out.
Phil Margera is not a celebrity. Are you fucking kidding me?
Phil Margera.
Bam is a celebrity. Phil is not.
I was going to
was
say, is he
born-
related to Bam? I know
was
Bam.
born.
Yeah, he's Bam's dad who he keeps calling.
I know this guy, yeah. I've seen him in Jackass.
Yes.
He was born in the year 1957 on the 13th of July, which makes his age 57 at this moment. At this age, he has already been a mind-blowing TV personality and has won
Doesn't make him
millions of
57.
hearts. And has won millions of hearts with his work. He was born in a place called Concordville, which lies in Pennsylvania of United States of America, which makes his nationality American and ethnicity white.
That's not what that makes.
He has one brother, and his name is Vincent. He is a tall man. He has a height of 5 feet 11 inches, which lies around 1.8 meters. Information related to him can be found in wiki sites as well. He is dating his girlfriend, April, before the couple decided to convert their alleged affair into a marital relationship. Couple got married in the year 1976, and since they have been living very happily as husband and wife, he is not having any extramarital affair because he loves his wife and children very much. As his relationship is based on trust and mutual understanding, there is very less chances of a divorce to occur in their lives. He has 2 children, and their names are Bam and Jess. He is very hardworking, and by several workouts, he managed to do weight loss. He is definitely not gay, as he has a wife and children.
That's why, Kat, I wanted to read this entire thing. Just for that line.
I think that you should start this again, but read it in the Harry Potter becomes a communist voice.
He has been very successful with his work in TV shows and movies, and it has given him great earnings. He has an impressive net worth of $5 million US, and this proves his worth in the industry. He has not been very much involved in social networking sites like Twitter and Instagram. His shirtless pictures can be found if searched for.
Yeah, in like every Jackass movie. I don't know why you read this. Also, I don't know where the site is. The site is really weird and creepy.
Wiki Picky. Thanks, Wiki Picky.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Someone else is going to have to come up with something better now.
I can talk about a skeleton.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
skeletons. I thought we had the featured skeleton already.
No, that share still was not the real skeleton.
I see.
Um,
That's unfortunate. Baron's going to be heartbroken now.
Hold up.
It can be a celebrity guest skeleton.
No, it's not a celebrity guest skeleton.
What segments do we usually have on this thing?
Well, I've got connections.
Well, we've got connections.
Whenever we wanna do
We've
that.
dropped What Are You Playing? We've
have
dropped
that.
everything related to actual video games.
Well, actually, no. I borrowed a
Kickstarter watch.
That's true.
Kickstarter
Yeah, I'll do
watch.
one of them. I borrowed a VR headset from my friend's brother, so I'm going to talk about that. But
we can talk about all the TGS stuff, right? Like Tokyo Game Show was last week or something. I mean,
Was-
We
I
don't
don't
talk
remember
about video
anything.
games anymore, dude.
I don't remember anything good coming out of then, unless
there's a
you can.
new Earth Defense Force. There's a new
EDF.
virtual on
EDF.
featuring characters from
The Devil May Cry series.
Not from the Devil May Cry series, from the Certain Magical Index series, apparently. There's Left Alive, which is the new mech sort of survival game, action game from Square Enix that seems like it follows on from, I can't remember, Mech Warrior? Not Mech Warrior. What am I thinking of? What's the mech game that Square Enix made? Front Mission.
Yes, Front Mission.
Spiritual successor to Front Mission. It's got art from that bloke what does the Metal Gear art, so everyone was like, "Here's a new Metal Gear game, look." Hideo Kojima was lying all along when he said that Phantom Pain was crap.
Oh, Zone of the Enders 2 is getting a re-release.
Oh yeah, that too. It's
Oh
got
man,
VR re-release.
Gods will be
and-
happy.
And
VR
4K.
and standard PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So good for everyone concerned.
Yeah, and it's 4K if you're not doing the VR, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Skeleton.
I think we've covered Tokyo Game Show now.
Yeah, there wasn't Bloodborne 2. Fuck off. I was waiting for that for like months.
If Bloodborne 2 is going to happen, it'll happen at PSX.
They're done with Souls games.
They're not done
aren't
with Souls
they?
games. They
Are
are
not
so
going back
fucking
to
not
Armored
done with
Core
Souls
now?
games. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Can they not leave it for a bit though? Like, I like Souls games, but you know,
Well, if they announce it at
they got
PSX,
money
it'll still be
now,
like a
they
year
can
and a
do
half
something
away.
new, right? They can be like, oh, let's go back to Armored Core, or you know, one of their other IPs, and be like, let's do something a bit different.
Just pointing out, they were dying before they started to make Souls games.
They
This is
were.
probably worth. Were they
But
not?
Now they've got a bit of money, they can sort of start pumping that into potentially new projects, and people will be like, those are the Dark Souls guys, we love them, let's see what their new game is.
Aren't they also the Ace
It's
Combat
not like
guys?
Dark Souls. Oh no.
Alright, sorry I changed the subject. Do
Yeah.
a skeleton. So, I want to talk about a skeleton from a game I played recently, which is Planescape Torment, which I fucking enjoyed, really.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an underground city of peaceful undead and skeletons, which you can visit. And there are many great skeletons, but I want to talk about one skeleton in particular. He's a huge asshole who basically spends his entire life just thinking of really hard riddles to annoy other skeletons, because like they will basically to make them just go around and think about the answer for the rest of their lives. And I'm gonna tell you the puzzle skeleton's riddle. I'm gonna see if you can figure it out.
A chair.
No.
A man.
I'm also going to read the
Time.
read the intro to him. This skeleton is shaking its head and giggling to itself. It guffaws and snorts occasionally, biting down on its bony hand to stop itself. It is old enough so that no meat is left on its bones, only a few colored rags. Greetings, it sniggers, puffs of dust flying forth with each breath. And here is his riddle. Think of words which end in "gree." Angry and hungry are two of them. There are but 3 words in the common tongue. What is the third word?
Filigree.
No.
No, because it's GRY, presumably.
Ends in gree.
Nope.
It's ending gree, though.
Well, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh,
There are
no.
but 3 words in the what tongue?
In consonant
Think of words
English.
which end in "gree." Angry and hungry are 2 of them. There are but 3 words in the common tongue. What is the third
The
word?
common tongue.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, that is.
Pay attention to what he's fucking saying.
Yeah.
I was like, when you
fir-
first said it, I was like, it's gonna be fucking one of these, isn't it?
The first
yeah.
bit is unrelated.
It's like that, by the way, that's a Layton puzzle. Right fucking there.
Yeah.
That man played Professor Layton.
Which hole should I plug
Maybe
with
that
this
was
cork?
Professor Layton once when he
Your
was alive. What do I know?
nose.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Excellent.
I
That
like
was the
the
skeleton.
riddle skeleton. It's nice to have
He's a
something
good
that
skeleton.
wasn't just like a generic sort of Sphinx type of thing. Nice that
No.
they had a
Although
riddle
he does-
skeleton.
You do pull a few generic riddles. Because there's a side quest involving riddles as well that you can do with him. But that's the first one he gives you, and that's probably the best.
Connections.
Connections.
Okay, yeah, let me get prepared. Sorry, I will pause the Mario that I'm currently playing. Okay,
Mario.
Have you been listening to
Mario.
like the
Bing, bing,
Mario
bing, bing.
sound?
Hey, he's been cheating. He's playing Mario ahead of time to
Bing, 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 bing.
fucking
just-
get practice.
I'm just
One up.
I'm just grabbing some stars from Dire Docs. Okay, don't worry.
You're the
it's
Dire
all
Docs.
good. Okay, so
Happy.
Happy said to me, "Oh, what about Hitler? Because Hitler's in a few video games." And I'm like, "Yeah, Hitler is a good connection. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to connect Hitler to Hitler by way of other video games." So the 2 Hitlers I want you to connect are
The 2 Hitlers.
Hitler from Wolfenstein
Okay.
to Hitler from Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Right.
So I would suggest starting at Wolfenstein because it's harder to get out of Wolfenstein than
Alright.
it is to get out
What
of
has
Persona.
You can-
Wolfenstein featured in?
So you can get from Wolfenstein to Doom because there's Wolfenstein objects and
Yep.
references as
Okay.
like cameos and Easter eggs in
There is
Doom.
in Doom 2 there are 2 missions that are copies of Wolfenstein 3D missions. So yeah, I'll give you
And
that one.
from Doom, you can actually also get to Duke Nukem 3D because the Doom Marine appears in
You
Duke
can.
Nukem 3D as
I'm
an Easter
liking
egg.
it. Yep. Good. Okay.
Duke Nukem is in a lot of stuff and has references to a lot of other stuff in it. Does anyone remember what they are?
In Doom?
No, Duke Nukem 3D.
In Duke Nukem? Well, Duke Nukem only has Doom.
No, Duke Nukem has tons of references.
There
The whole
are
thing is like a
references to other
collection of
games.
references.
There's a specific one I know will get you along the way. It's in Duke Nukem Forever. If anyone has
No.
played
No.
that terrible one.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll give you some clues. Duke is quite often taking the piss out of other shooter heroes. So like the Doom Marine, when you see him in Duke Nukem 3D, he says, "Wow, that's one doomed Marine." Can you think of any newer shooter characters that may have appeared in Duke Nukem for Duke to ridicule?
Whoa,
Whoa, that's one
the Spartan?
mastered chief.
Master Chief, yeah.
Okay, so yes, Mastered Chief is kind of what I was referring to. He sees a set of power armor, like from Halo, the Mjolnir armor, and says, "Power armor is for pussies."
Nice. Nice.
So we're at Halo. At Halo, there's a couple of places you can go from Halo.
Anyone here know about Halo? Because I don't.
Trying to think
No.
what's crossed over with Halo.
But I
before.
don't think we need Halo. I have another idea.
You don't need Halo. There are other ways you can go.
Yeah.
But there's...
But you know, I have it.
Go
I
on.
want to see if Moogle and Catsman can get there first.
I'm imagining that there have been cosmetic items from Halo in many other games before.
I'd prefer if you stuck with actual characters.
Actual characters and stuff. Okay.
If you can float me a cosmetic item specifically, then...
Yeah, I'm sure I probably could, but I don't know. Thing is, I know nothing about Halo, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know
that's a
anything,
shame.
sorry.
I
Okay.
played 3, and that was it. That's all I've played
Right.
in that series.
Happy, where are you going?
Right, check this out. Hitler appears in Persona 2, a game which shares many demons with SMT Nocturne, which of course features Dante from Devil
From the
May
Devil May
Cry.
Cry series.
Featuring Dante, that's right.
Dante's outfit and sword can be unlocked in one DLC mission of Monster Hunter 4.
Oh.
And another
that's
another
correct.
another known Monster Hunter. We played that mission with Animation, remember? Another famous Monster Hunter is Big Boss, who does it in Peace Walker. In Big Boss's follow-up adventure, Metal Gear Solid 5, you can hear Rebel Yell by Billy Idol on the radio. Rebel Yell is also an unlockable song in Guitar Hero World Tour, a game which features Jimi Hendrix as an unlockable character. Jimi Hendrix also has a cameo appearance in Wolfenstein: The New Order,
Nice.
a game which
He
concerns
does.
Hitler.
I'm
Wow.
I'm a bit sketchy on how you got from Monster Hunter to Big Boss, though.
Monster
It's the
Hunter
only
is...
thing.
Peace Walker has a Monster Hunter mission in it. You fight a Rathalos.
No, you literally fight
Does it?
monster
You literally
monsters
fight
in Peace Walker.
Rathalos.
Oh, I completely missed that mission.
It's also got Ape Escape in it, by the way, so you can do exactly the same thing
Fair
with another
enough.
game.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's actually
That's real good. That's real fucking dippy.
That's pretty good. That's not even on my chart of connections. Do you want me to go through some other ways you could have done it?
Go ahead.
So from Halo, you can get to Dead or Alive because in Dead or Alive 4, you can play as one of the Spartans from Halo. They're not actually a Spartan who's in Halo, but there's areas from Halo that are playable in the game as well. From Dead or Alive, you can get to Virtua Fighter because some of the Virtua Fighter characters are in Dead or Alive 5. From there, you can get to Project Cross Zone, and from there you can
you
get
just break
to
everything from there, right?
Yeah, from there you can get to Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne because you've got Dante as well. You can also go from Persona 2 to Shin Megami Tensei Sharp FE, the Fire Emblem crossover. You can go to Fire Emblem and then Smash Bros. Obviously, you can put in Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, things like that to get to other places. The other route I have that's quite an interesting one is from Wolfenstein 3D, you can get BJ Blazkowicz he's the main character in Wolfenstein. He is a playable character in Quake Champions, as is Doom Guy.
As is Doom Guy.
Doom Guy is a playable character in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I don't know which one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's unlockable in, I think it's Pro Skater 3, but don't quote me on that.
2 had Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I only
2 had
played
Spider-Man.
2.
So from Spider-Man, we can get to Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom features Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yes.
You can also go from Darth Maul and Jango Fett in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, because they're in it, and then link to Star Wars games, which also link to Soul Calibur. And from there, we can go back to Tekken if we want, and onwards from there. Or you can link to Disney Infinity from either Spider-Man or from Darth Maul and Jango Fett, because they're both in Disney Infinity, which then links us to Kingdom Hearts, Mario Sports Mix, and back into Smash Bros. If you want to.
Wait, how do you get from Kingdom Hearts to Mario Sports Mix?
Because you can play as a Moogle in Mario Sports Mix.
Nice.
There's a few Mario games that are Square Enix developed. So Hoops 3-on-3 on the DS is another one. I think you can play as a Moogle and a Cactuar in that. And Boom Street as well, which I think has a different name in America, maybe. Is
Fortune
like
Street.
Fortune Street. It's like a kind of Monopoly game. With Square Enix and Mario characters in it. I like the I like the way you did it, though, Happy. That was good.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Surprised me. Jimi Hendrix, dude. I was wondering about, because there's acid trips in the new Wolfenstein that's coming out, the new Colossus. So I was wondering if there'd be references to other video game characters in those, but we haven't seen enough of it yet to...
Bethesda, so probably Skyrim, I'd imagine, if there's going to be anything.
Yeah. And
Skyrim now gets you into Zelda, by the way, if you can get that.
Oh yeah, it does. I suppose, since you can get Zelda armor.
You can get Zelda armor in it now.
Damn you, Todd.
Buy his game, by the way.
Buy
his game.
Also, we didn't mention Commander Keen, but Commander Keen was id's first sort of game. Commander Keen is Vijay Blazkovich's grandson. Apparently.
Yeah,
true.
So
his
name is Billy Blaze, which is Billy Blazkowicz.
Yeah, so funny. Billy's dad was called Arthur Blazkowicz, but he's a TV personality, so he changed his name to Blaze, so he's Arthur Blaze. Commander Keen is also in Wolfenstein RPG, which is a phone mobile game that was developed around the Wolfenstein universe. There's also a Doom RPG that was similarly developed.
It was really good, actually.
All right. But yeah, that's connections. You guys smashed it, so good job.
Well, Happyman smashed it, really.
Happyman smashed it. That's a good connection. I didn't know that.
That's pretty good.
You could fight a Rathalos. I want to go back and do that mission in Peace Walker now. So completely.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's pretty fucking hard.
What's next on the agenda?
We're really plowing through this itinerary today.
Catsman's conundrum.
Catsman's conundrum. Oh, okay. Well, my conundrum for this podcast is: what is your favorite casual game?
Ooh,
probably
what are you
Civilization 5
or casual game.
Casual game?
Civ 5 is my casual game.
Civ 5 is not a casual game.
No, I wouldn't say that's casual.
Are you talking like a game like Facebook games and stuff like that?
No, a game like, along the lines of The Sims or something.
Would you class Tetris as a casual game?
Yes. Absolutely.
Then Tetris is the best casual game.
You see, I knew he was going to say that.
Because I always say Tetris is the best game.
Either NES Pinball, which I've played a lot of for some reason.
I really like it. I had it on NES as a kid.
I beat your
really
high score, Catsman. Fuck you.
Did you?
Yeah, last meetup.
Honorable mentions. Hexic, which is pretty fucking amazing.
What's Hexic?
You never played Hexic. Hexic was what Alexei Pajitnov did after he did Tetris.
Yeah,
I have to look this up now.
I'm a fan of Tetris Attack and Yoshi's Cookie. Can imagine those on kind of the same breath. Both on
SNES.
SNES.
You did Hexic. Hexic is really fun.
Oh, I played this on Xbox.
Yeah, and lots of people had it.
It was on the
really
Xbox 360. You got it with your 360.
You did, and it's really, really fucking good.
It was quite hard, actually. Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
it's cool.
I would say it barely qualifies as casual, but yeah, it's really fucking great, and I approve of it. Also, Bejeweled is really guilty pleasure.
Bejeweled is not a guilty pleasure because Bejeweled is my pick, and I genuinely believe that it's a brilliantly designed game.
It is very well designed.
Like, if you look at particularly at Bejeweled 3, like the modes in that game are fucking incredible.
Great. Like the spider mode is pretty fucking hectic.
The spider mode is amazing. The poker mode is fantastic. It has all of these modes that have like a very minor change to the core gameplay, but require you to completely rethink your entire strategy and genuinely do require a very high degree of forward planning.
Can I forget? Solitaire. Fucking you laugh, but fucking I have spent a ridiculous amount of time on my phone playing Solitaire on trains and stuff.
Sure, everyone has.
So Solitaire, yeah.
I haven't played like games like that in ages.
You need to pick up some casual game specs. They're good.
But I'd rather play a real game.
Bejeweled is a fucking real game.
Bejeweled, you laugh,
but I get bored of Bejeweled fairly easy. I know what I had. I had Columns on the Mega Drive, which is like a not as good Tetris. Really,
Columns
but
was not very good.
I used to play a lot of Columns on the Mega Drive. I had like a 3-in-1 pack which had Columns in it.
Aside from Tetris, the other two good falling block games are obviously Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Poyo.
That's what I said, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Poyo!
And maybe Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario is very good.
I like Dr. Mario.
I need to buy Dr. Luigi on the Wii U before they take down the fucking eStore and stuff, because that's fucking my
Can't
jam.
you just pirate it?
I could do, but I
They're going to
haven't
take it
hacked
to
my Wii U.
Nintendo doesn't deserve your money.
I haven't hacked my
Moogle.
Wii U. I hacked 3 of my 4 3DSs, so fuck me. But I haven't hacked my Wii U yet.
I hacked my Wii U. Well, it's got all my Wii stuff on it now. It's cool. I never have to touch the Wii again, which kind of makes me a bit sad. Like, the Wii was maybe one of my favorite consoles, actually. Wii had
It's
a good
very good.
library. It played GameCube games. It was a good
It's a good console,
Good console.
except for Skyward Sword.
My Wii
Speaking-
is still sitting peacefully in my living room. Maybe it'll get used.
Maybe it won't,
Maybe it will, though.
but maybe it won't.
I had a USB drive plugged into it. I'd soft modded it. I loaded all my games from USB. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had great home
Now I've
brew.
got a Wii U though. So.
I got like a PS1 emulator on my Wii once. I think it was called
I don't think they work very well,
Wii.
do they?
They
They
did
don't
not.
work very well. So I tried playing Metal Gear Solid on it,
Oh, God.
and the cutscenes were awful. The gameplay was alright, but anytime you died, you know how, like, obviously you go, snake, snake, snake. No, it's better than that. It was snore, 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 near, near, near. Snore, 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 snore. It was hilarious. I wish I had a video of it.
Oh my
I
God,
might
that's amazing.
See if I've still got it on my Wii at some point,
Nice.
so I can record it because
What?
it was the funniest
Oh,
thing.
I've just remembered the other casual game that I enjoy playing far too much, and I play it way too much. Picross.
Picross has a
Nonograms,
really
mate. Nonograms.
it has a really soothing quality to it. Like it's sort of like a meditating type thing. You just sit down with Picross and suddenly
It is one of those. It's a mathematics game, and you go into it and you go, I am Zen. I am mathematics.
Do the Street Pass games on the 3DS count as casual games? Because I really like some of
I would
those.
say so. Yeah, they're quite fun.
I used to Street Pass very heavily. Like, I was really into collecting all the puzzle pieces and doing the quest until, like, I'd got all the hats from it and stuff. But then, like, after I hacked my 3DS, I lost all my progress because I forgot to back it up.
Yeah.
And then my, like, save just got corrupted after a while, so I was like, that's it, I'm never street passing again. I can't be bothered to go through all the heartache of getting all those puzzle pieces again. There's some really fun ones in the paid for ones, like the little Skeletrix thing that they've got now, where you race the little cars and stuff.
I
Like,
haven't played any of the more recent ones.
I don't think they're worth the money they charge for them, really, but they're good fun. Some of them. There's a really good one where you explore a mansion, and the people who you meet on the street each have like a little piece that you can use to expand the amount of mansion you've explored, and then you fight ghosts.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. I used to play a lot of what was it called, Pokemon Shuffle or whatever that was on the DS as well. When they had that like you could pay to win, but
Oh,
you
God.
get a number of free plays per day. I quite liked that. It was very like Bejeweled, but it was
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Pokemon Pinball Ruby Sapphire.
I
Stuff
know what-
by
Wait,
Popcat.
I just
generally stuff
remembered
like
that.
Happy's favourite, in fact, is Puzzles and Dragons.
Puzzles and
Fuck
Dragons.
off! No,
I
Puzzles
don't
and- I have
this
understand.
is the second time we talk about Puzzle
When
and
have
Dragon.
you been? When have you been taunting him about puzzles and dragons?
Because I-
Happyman, have they been bullying you?
No, he's taunting me about it because I watched the first episode of the anime.
Oh, right. Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I'm in this anime club stream that watches like
Jesus.
they call it season previews,
You have no one to
where they
blame
watch
but
the
yourself.
first episodes of a bunch of different animes.
I
Really,
went-
it comes from. I mean, me and Ramal, when he came to visit me one time, we watched the first episode of every anime on Netflix. That was really funny. So
I did that with a friend once, actually. We watched Seven Deadly Sins and what's that really janky 3D one they've got? Knights of Sidonia. That's awful.
no, I watched fucking like. I have never seen Oran High School Host Club before.
Oh
Then
my
that was
God.
I'm kind of interested
Awful.
by that, actually. Is it not good?
it's weird and like disturbing too, because like one of the guys is like a little boy, and girls paid to hang out with him. It's
Distressing.
yeah.
What else has been happening? Anyone got Kickstarter watch? There's an N64 controller on Kickstarter since we last had a conversation.
I'm sure that that's
It looks
been
alright.
invented already.
It
I
has.
can't
yes.
tell you from where.
This is the N64 one, by the way. There's a picture of it. So
Cool.
it's a fucking sensible N64 controller rather than the fucking monster.
I like the monster.
I like it too, but it's still a fucking monster.
It's a lovable
It's
monster.
still an unholy chimera, right?
It's funny though because you always see good designs of like how the controller could have worked. But this is one of them. Then
Yeah.
So
It's
just looking
sensible.
at
It
now,
looks sensible.
It's sensible. I've seen controllers like that before. Yeah,
No,
they did exist back in the day. I
that's
think.
ridiculous what they've done there. I
That's
want the
how
regular.
dare they.
I want my trident.
I want
gotta say,
to be able to
it
mount
feels
it on a stick
great.
and stab people with it.
It feels great if you're playing GoldenEye because you got like an actual trigger. While you're
People,
playing.
a lot of
It's
people
pretty
don't
cool.
realise that if you're playing single player GoldenEye, which is still fucking holds up quite well, you can actually do dual analog with it.
Yes,
What?
you
There is
can
a-
if you. If
There
you
is a
get,
control method that uses 2 controllers to do dual analog
There
with
is.
GoldenEye.
Oh,
People-
I remember.
people don't
hearing about
realise this.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to
It's
me.
cool. But
But-
they actually did realise. People like go, oh, fucking dual analog's the best.
Wasn't it like you basically like had to duct tape 2 controllers together?
No,
by
no, no.
the-
Well,
you
you'd
just
hold one in each hand.
You held
One in each hand.
Yeah. But the problem
Man.
with that is you'd only have access to the triggers, so you'd have shoot and reload, and then I guess you'd have to mess around.
Well,
if
you've
you
got
wanted
the
to then.
you've got the triggers, you've got the start
press
button,
anything
you've
else.
got a couple of things that you can do.
It's fairly hard to reach the start button if you're holding it by its
Yeah, maybe.
middle prong.
groin.
But
is the word
it
you
was
look for.
workable. It was workable.
I'm still using for my everyday controller tasks PS1 controller,
This is a good controller.
as in the PSONE, the weird re-release they did of the
Oh,
PS1.
Oh
I
yeah.
really liked the the PlayStation controllers until the PS4 controller, and I loved the PS4 controller.
I would go along with that broadly.
The PS1
No one
controls-
makes. Sorry, actually, I was about to say Sony don't make good D-pads, but they made the Vita D-pad, which is incredible. So I can't really fault them for that.
Anyone want to hear an actual shit Kickstarter and not just a
Yeah,
medium
baby.
shit one? Interests you in Air, the world's first self-flying drone for the home?
No.
God, yes.
Look after your entire home from anywhere. The world's first drone designed for indoor use. So, you know Amazon Alexa?
Yeah.
Well, this thing is
Not
a
personally,
flying Amazon Alexa.
Why? So it
Well,
follows you round, or
It can fly, so you can see what's really going on anywhere in your home, keeping your loved ones and your property safe. It alerts you when it detects or hears anything out of the ordinary with its sensors. So basically, the idea is that your house is being burgled, and you send, instead of going downstairs, I guess you send your drone downstairs.
what to call the police?
Yeah, it like picks up the phone that's still attached to the wall.
Downstairs.
How does it know I'm being burgled?
Because it has a camera on it. You send it downstairs, and then thousands of microneedles come out of it. Like
I don't think you are in any position to attempt a Yorkshire accent.
What?
I would like you to stop.
I'm not doing a Yorkshire accent.
Downstairs.
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 Moogle,
Going
this is how I
downstairs.
talk.
No,
I've
it
always,
isn't.
I've
Don't believe
always
it.
talked like this.
I actually don't know the difference between a Yorkshire accent and Catsman's accent.
Okay,
Like,
so in essence, when Yorkshire people speak and they say they instead of saying they say t, and they abbreviate the two words into each other. So downstairs is down the stairs.
oh.
So
Tinternet.
downstairs, tinternet.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Got down shops.
in the way that I always talk,
Shut up.
microneedles come out of it, and they inject something that will make all the robbers go to sleep.
Nice. We live in the age of fucking the whatever the little mini Metal Gear was from Metal Gear Solid 5. Or that thing.
4.
Yes,
That's for
4.
you.
We live in
Metal Gear Mark II, which was actually from Snatcher.
It was indeed, yes. What a time to be alive.
What a
It
thrill!
was.
No.
Oh shit! I forgot to actually post the link in the chat. But we are, in fact, moving on now to another one. So, rapper B.O.B. is raising funds to check if the Earth is flat.
Why would he need to do that? We already know it is.
I know, right? It's ridiculous.
I'm kidding. Obviously, it's concave.
Spoiler: the
Yes,
Earth is not
obviously, it's the inside of a hollow sphere. That's what Stephen Christ says, etc., etc.
He's right.
His name is Lord Stephen Christ. Of course, he's right. B.O.B. wants £150,000, and he wants it on GoFundMe, I guess.
Why has Flat Earth gotten so much traction in like the past few years?
I think it's because the internet allows people to find other people who believe the same bullshit that they do.
Right, but the internet has been, popular for decades.
Yeah, but I mean, in the 1995, in 1990, there was
1995.
way back in the 90s,
running in the 90s.
Streets of Fire. The only people who could get onto the internet were like academics at universities, whereas now anyone could get on the internet.
Compared to even 2007 to now, there was a.
I bet 2007 to now, I think there's like 3 times as many people on the internet.
All right,
and they spend more time on the internet.
Spend all the time on the internet.
So I think what B.O.B. wants to do is send a satellite or send something. He doesn't say what he's going to send, actually. Send something capable of recording a video into space so that he can see the curvature of the Earth.
I see.
I see.
That's the fucking Shenmueist thing you've ever said to me.
Exactly.
That's the problem of being a conspiracy theorist, is that no evidence will
no
convince
evidence
you.
is good enough because all evidence can be faked.
It's all been tampered with.
Oh.
So I guess this is the one way that a flat earther can see that.
But no, because you can always just make the argument, the Illuminati fucking hacked my satellite as it went up into space.
It'll be NASA repositioned the International Space Station, and then they wirelessly hacked my video feed to make it have a fisheye lens.
Fisheye lens, yes.
That is, all pictures from space are taken with fisheye lenses to make the Earth look round.
Wait, is that the actual flat Earth argument?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I just like how Buzz Aldrin likes to punch people when they say that.
Buzz Aldrin doesn't deal with any bullshit, and I appreciate it.
I also appreciate this.
Apparently, the reason that they sent Neil Armstrong to the moon was because he was a cunt and they didn't want him on Earth anymore.
Understandable.
Someone made a sharp intake of breath.
That's a Danskipedia right there. Even if it was from you.
Hey, look it up, man. Okay, right. So, moon bonus points. Who was the third person on the moon?
I can't remember.
Who was the one who stayed in the shuttle and didn't go out and walk on the surface?
Is it going to be Stephen Hawking because he's in a wheelchair?
What?
Well, he couldn't get out, could he? He's in a wheelchair.
He couldn't walk on the moon.
Exactly, he's in a wheelchair. What's he going to do?
They had a rover, my guy.
Yeah, but they didn't have the ability at that time to make a spacesuit that he could use in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he was so smart they sent him to the moon to do smart moon things.
You think better when, when you're in low gravity. It's true.
Is that true?
You also think better when you've got no oxygen.
You also
and there's no pressure.
Yeah, in a no pressure environment, not like the Crystal Maze.
But remember, pressure makes
Crystal
diamonds.
Maze is back, baby.
It is as well.
With Richard Ayoade. Say it again.
Ayu.
Richard Ayu.
Stop.
As the bald man.
As the bald man.
As the bald man.
I
I
forget.
once found Mao on the Crystal Maze. It was great.
Oh
do you
yeah,
mean
we saw a
found
guy who
Mao?
I
looked just
found
like
Mao on the
him.
Crystal Maze.
We saw a guy who looked just like him and was named Luke.
When have you been watching the Crystal Maze? I
Me
want to
and
get
Moogle.
We
Yes.
watched it when one of the last times that Happy visited. We ended up watching bullshit fucking 80s and 90s
Yeah, and-
TV shows.
Have you watched Nightmare?
Yes, we watched Nightmare.
Nightmare
That's
is
one of
awesome.
them.
I love
Nightmare's
Nightmare.
also bad.
Catchphrase
Are you a
disturbs me.
crocodile?
Are you a crocodile? Catchphrase disturbs me, and I don't know why. Like, I
What's
find it really,
amazing.
I find
about
it really like creepy.
It's
Like-
it's the yellow catchphrase man. I
It's-
can't
yeah,
remember his name.
What's wrong with Mr. Chips?
Mr.
It's just-
Chips.
I don't like how. Like there's something about the audience. I don't like how they know everything that is to be said and say it at the exact same time.
But the fact that it's been Panto.
Can't do it. I'm sorry.
It just like I don't know. It just feels like the host is just talking to a bunch of robots,
Yes.
like they're an audience.
I
Yes.
really don't understand what your problem is.
No,
with
it's just
Catchphrase.
creepy. All right.
I don't think
Fuck
I've
off.
ever watched Catchphrase.
It's not good.
Oh my god,
Oh,
you missed out.
It used to be on the UK like Sky One game show channel, Challenge. It used to be on
Challenge.
Challenge. There'd be Catchphrase and Takeshi's Castle.
Oh god, Takeshi's Castle.
Takeshi's
We watched
Castle
that
I
as
like
well.
Takeshi's
was the
Castle.
greatest meeting of two cultures
I used
ever
to
devised.
watch Takeshi's
And it
Castle.
was
Who's the guy,
what's his face who does the
Craig
robot
Charles.
wars.
Craig Charles,
commentary.
mate.
He's like the only English celebrity I know.
He's not really a celebrity.
He was
He's a
once.
celebrity. Fuck off.
He was on Coronation Street, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He
that's what I
was,
said. He's
and
not really a
more
celebrity.
More importantly,
Catsman,
Red
you called
Claw.
Phil Margera a
Yes.
celebrity. You don't know
And
shit
no,
about
No,
celebrities.
mate.
his bio called him a celebrity. I didn't.
you wrote that bio. We know the truth. We know the truth.
We would know if he wrote it.
Okay,
Don't fool me, Catsman.
Who's this strange banana man?
He's Mr. Chips.
it's Mr. Chips. That's the thing that Happyman says is creepy.
That is
Yeah.
creepy.
It's not creepy. He's just a yellow cylinder with a face on it.
He's creepy. The music
is
is
he-
weird too. The music I find disturbing too. I don't like the
There's-
sound effects.
What
Short
about the
story.
set? Do you like the set?
No, it's just
Do you like the little animation of Mr. Chips jerking off a snake?
no.
Mm.
You should do.
Okay. I don't really understand game show TV anyway, though.
Hey,
So-
Nick Arcade and Legend of the Hidden Temple is fucking awesome.
May have told you this before, but my mate Dom was unemployed over the summer between his first and second year of university, and he spent basically the entire summer watching a game show called Tipping Point, which is like a game show version of those machines you get in seaside arcades, where
know
they
what
have
you mean,
coins
yeah.
falling down. It
Oh
was
God,
literally,
Tipping Point,
it
fuck.
was literally just that.
They've got their own fucking terminology and language as well. Fuck.
The guy on that show, every time something is like teetering over the edge, he would say, classic lateral, classic lateral.
Nonsense.
Yo, okay. I found
What?
a piece of hamburger music.
Oh, yes.
Fresh hamburger music from.
I
Fresh
got this
fresh
email
off
on my
the grill.
on my. Can that be the name of this segment? Fresh off the grill with
Yeah.
Happyman. Hamburger
Oh, if
music.
we can get
It's from-
hamburger music to be a segment.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's from Evo Search for Eden. Like it's prime. Like this is Angus burger hamburger music right here. Like,
Holy shit!
Boop, 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 boop,
listen to
boop.
how hamburger it is.
I love it. I love it.
It's also called Amphibians Land, which I found really like that fits so well with the hamburger song.
Oh Christ! Is this even in tune?
No.
Don't be fucking daft.
What
God,
was the
what-
deal with Evo: The Search for Eden?
Man, it has really interesting ideas, but it's kind of grindy and the bosses are really bullshit. So
I remember it being janky as fuck.
it's cool. Like it's really
But-
advanced for an SNES game.
Also, you're like, oh shit! I've just evolved into like a fish with legs or whatever it was.
Oh, that is very hamburgery, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, this is the game you were telling me about.
Yes,
It's
the-
like
It's a very good game.
Spore.
Spore, but better and 20 years older.
I
That's
have like a segment that actually might have some like merit to it. Does anyone want to hear that?
Go on.
So, as I mentioned, my housemate and friend's brother went to Manchester. I know the poor soul. He had to go to Manchester. He had a job there. And while he was there, my mate Matt borrowed his VR headset and then let me use it.
Oh, yeah, VR.
So I've been playing for a good 2 months. I basically plowed through every VR game I could find. And I'm here to give you my thoughts on it. And please...
Are we talking commercially released ones? Or are we talking...
this was a HTC Vive.
Nice.
So did you actually buy these games?
No. So
did you piraten?
Well, there's no point buying a game when I'm only borrowing a VR headset. Anyway, so please interrupt me at any point if you have questions, but I'm just going to go on a very loosely planned spiel I had about VR that will be much more informative than what Rusty said. Sorry, Rusty. I do love you.
I was going to say, it's a shame Rusty's not here, because
I did invite him.
Also got opinions on VR. We miss you, Rusty. We love you.
I invited him, he didn't show up.
This is everybody being flaky day. There's only 4 people here.
In fairness,
I had booked like 7 people.
At least they didn't fall asleep and miss the podcast.
Hey, Moogle, I have a very tiring schedule. I have a very tiring schedule.
I have commuted for 24 hours in 4 of the last 6 weeks. Fuck you. All I've got to say.
What you mean by that is I've played my Nintendo on the train.
No, I haven't. I've slept on almost all of those. Because I've been so fucking tired.
I wish I could fall asleep on a train. That's a real superpower you've got there, Moogle. Don't waste it.
No, I can't too. It's like the shunting of the train is very relaxing.
Yeah, exactly.
The rhythm.
But
the rhythm of the street.
What if someone steals things out of your pockets while you're on the train?
That doesn't happen.
Sit on them. Put them in the back pocket.
I put them in zipped pockets.
Gotta be careful, Moogle. Gotta be careful. One day you'll fall asleep and you'll wake up and someone will have, taken your tie or whatever, and then you'll have to go into work without a tie. And that's the day when
I don't wear a tie.
That's the day that Amber Rudd will come to the office, and Amber Rudd will say, "Why haven't you got a tie?"
I have some ties at work as well.
Why haven't you got a tie, Moogle? And you'll say, "It got stolen."
She calls him Moogle.
Yeah, she calls him.
Thanks, Amber Rudd.
She'll say, I didn't get democratically elected so that somebody else could not wear a tie to work. You're fired.
My ties are at work, not at home. I say that, I have more ties at home than I do at work, but that's only because when I was, I think, either 17 or 18, my mum went on eBay and bought a job lot of fucking 300 ties. So I have, no, I'm not even joking. I have hundreds of ties upstairs in my cupboard. Next time you visit, I will drown you in ties when you are asleep, drunk on the floor from one of Happyman's White Russians, and you will wake up drowning in fucking ties, swimming in them like Scrooge McDuck in the fucking intro of DuckTales.
I died the way I lived.
With ties.
Drowning in ties.
You tied the way you lived. I own one tie. It is... It has a pineapple pattern on it. It's pretty awesome.
I like it.
To go with your Hawaiian t-shirts.
Exactly.
Nice.
I have a lot of ties, but I don't wear them because I'm not allowed to wear ties at work.
That's fair enough.
That is
unless it's a bow tie, but you look like an idiot.
You look like a complete
if you show
fuckhead.
up to work wearing a bow tie.
I would totally wear a bow tie to work.
One of my friends is like
this podcast.
One of my friends is like a pseudo. Is like a pseudo gaming celebrity.
Oh God!
In Sweden.
I'm so sorry.
No, he's actually a really great guy, but he's not. But his gimmick for a long time.
No, it's not.
His gimmick for a long time was wearing a bow tie. That was his iconic thing, and it was really.
Do I have to look this guy up now?
No.
Let me look. Google Happyman's friend, who was a Swedish gaming celebrity who wore bow tie.
There's got to be one here somewhere.
The first result on Google is Wikipedia list of bow tie wearers. That is far too specific.
Yeah, if he's a celebrity, can we get him on to do a segment?
I said pseudo. gaming celebrity. He's not.
Nice.
I'll invite him to do
Nice
a guest.
bow tie. He looks like he plays snooker. That man.
Yeah, it's
That
the
man
hair.
looks like he plays snooker.
It's
It's
the
the hair, it's the all black suit, it's the...
All he needs to do is have a pint and look a bit depressed, and he'd be a perfect snooker player.
Bad miss.
Oh, and that's a bad
miss. Bad miss you.
What's this segment supposed to be about?
Well, VR.
We're talking about VR.
Talk about VR.
Bow
We're talking about
ties.
Rust.
You can
That's
segue that
sidetracked.
into Ronnie O'Sullivan's VR adventure when he fucking fell over.
Yeah, talk about VR and then let's go play Mario.
So yeah, I'm too cheap to buy one borrowed from a friend. Here's my thoughts. Number one, VR is not a gimmick. Games made for VR are intrinsically different to those not made for VR, and it's not possible
Because
to
you can't
adapt.
move around.
It's not possible to adapt a non-VR game for VR without rebuilding it from scratch. Picking up things and putting them down and moving around is a big part of VR games. Even driving games, strangely enough, are not good in VR. You can't just convert it. It doesn't work. I don't know why. And sitting down with a controller is shit. It's just not fun. There's limitations. All VR, you got to have cables. You have player areas. I have the minimum
Which
possible.
one have you got? Have you got the one with the cameras that knows where you are?
Yeah,
Or
I had the HTC Vive, the good one.
Okay.
Not the one that was founded by an idiot. Anyway, so yeah, I have the minimum possible area for room scale because I live in the United Kingdom, and houses in the United Kingdom are never big.
No.
And it's not big enough, really. I have to teleport loads, and I'm kind of bored of teleport locomotion, but it's the best thing currently. Like, there's some games where you have to like swing your arms to move, and it just makes you feel like a little bit ill, and it's shit.
Are there no games where you move with a joystick then, and then you do everything else in VR? Like if I was playing, say, Skyrim VR, I would expect to move with a control stick, and then I would do the attacking with my arms like I was playing a Wii game.
No, it doesn't work like that. You can't. Moving with the controller is not a good experience.
Okay.
You can do it, but it just feels shit. Like you're not properly immersed unless you're actually walking around.
Okay.
So I'll give you.
Then it's never going to be good. You're never
no.
going to have space to move around enough.
But that's not the sort of. The thing is that it's about the kind of games that people are designing, and there's lots and lots of different games that you can design inside of VR where
Right.
you don't walk forward for like a long period of time. And to be honest, like walking a long way is not really that great a game experience anyway. But developers are going to need to find a way around this locomotion problem, or else everyone's going to get really bored of it. The most interesting games are games with portal-based locomotion. There's a stealth game called Budget Cuts where you have a gun that fires portals. Unlike in, say, Portal, they're affected by gravity. That is like a little portal bomb. So you can like shoot it like somewhere, and then it's like a stealth game. So you can peek through the portal and be like, ooh, what's through here? Okay, there's nobody around. And then you put the portal over your head, and then you're there. It's really cool.
Oh, I think I've seen that one. Yeah, that sounds fun.
It's really fun.
The one that the game that Baron tried at the expo, I think, was some hang glider game. So there was no walking locomotion there at all, other than when you land, you just go back into the air again.
I played a game where you fly microlights, and that was scary. Microlights are scary. People I know say they're safe, but I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either. They're fun to play in Pilot Wings, though.
Oh man, Pilot Wings VR. That would be good.
That would be sick.
I played War Thunder VR when I was at
Yeah.
Gamescom once, and that's like a plane game. It was pretty cool.
So
I played
genres.
Hawken as well.
Star
Hawken.
Fox VR would,
I remember
would do
Hawken.
me. Star Fox VR would do me pretty good.
So genres that work really well in VR. Okay, adventure games, wandering around a location, like picking things
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and putting them physically in your
Walking
inventory.
simulators.
Anything like that works really well.
I was thinking you could probably do a fairly good, like, like escape rooms are quite big.
Oh,
at the
God,
moment.
yeah.
You could
Oh,
do,
yeah.
like, escape rooms, but in VR.
I played a few. Some of them are quite good. There's not as many like proper adventure games out there. There are some. I wish there were more. So that those really work really well, and sort of puzzle stuff like that. Arcade games work really well, particularly your sort of space shooter arcade game like your Geometry Wars or your Space Invader, because a lot of them have like your VR controller that you're holding is the ship.
Yeah,
and you physically move it around like that. And there's lots and lots of sort of games like that, and they're fun. Simulation games work really well, including vehicle simulation games. So although like arcadey racers don't work, a game where like the Microlight
Why would an arcadey
game,
racer not work?
because you get motion sick from you do, because your cars
I know,
turn
but
too
that disappoints
sharply.
me. That
It
disappoints
disappoints me as well. But the handling from a first person VR perspective of any arcadey racing game feels crap. But
Shame.
the simulation games, and particularly the flight simulation games, are actually really enjoyable, especially because you physically interact with all of the stuff that's in your like cockpit. Those kind of games work really well. RTS and tower defense type games work really well because normally they have it set up so that you're standing on the edge of a table and you can walk around the whole table, and all the things are like pieces in a board game.
Didn't someone do that with Red Alert at one point?
I think they did.
I remember seeing something about Red Alert where someone had put it into VR and you were just walking around a table.
I love that shit. I dig that shit.
That does sound fun.
Puzzle games work really well, obviously. Sports games work really well. In fact, there's a really good one. I forget, it was Hollow Ball. It's like a cyberpunk tennis, which is actually amazing.
So like in Tron.
Yeah, you could any of the games from Tron would work really well.
Here
also, Tron is a
is
great movie,
video.
and I keep trying to convince people I know to watch Tron, and nobody will, and I'm sad.
It was Red Alert 2.
I don't think I've ever seen all of Tron. I saw the new Tron. New Tron was not great.
Get a load of that, cat.
Definitely watch the old Tron. Oh, holy shit. Why did I not find this when I had the VR? This looks so
Also,
good.
apparently EA like DMCA'd it
Ah.
almost immediately. Also, the previous video was Ronnie O'Sullivan falling over while in VR because he thought it was real. That was
Is that the
entertaining.
snooker player?
Yes, it is. He leans on the table, and
Yeah.
of course, there is no table.
I didn't play any snooker games because they required you to go into a social game where you have to interact with other people, and I didn't
Fuck
want to do that.
interacting with people. I don't fucking like people.
Okay, so
Hold up.
with
Wait.
this,
Oh yeah. What was your question?
With this Red Alert 2 that we've got here, right? Is this better because you're playing it in VR though? Like,
Probably not, ultimately.
is it going to be more fun because it's VR? If I was to make not a mod for Red Alert, but if I was to make an actual strategy game where you had to control it with VR, would people not just be kind of annoyed eventually? Like you're just getting a bird's eye view on this perspective like you would from a TV monitor anyway. I've got the monitor closer to my eyes, and I'm having to use my hands to do this stuff rather than clicking on the screen, which
I think
seems
using your
easier.
hands is a big aspect of it. And you can work more efficiently with your hands, in my opinion. Like, I have two hands, and you can use both of them to do things. Imagine being able to give two sets of commands in an RTS at once.
I've always liked the idea of a shooter. If no shooter does dual wielding in a way where you can shoot two people at once, and I would really like that in a first person shooter VR. And I've seen there are some shooting gallery games in VR that I've seen.
I'll get onto that now. So genres that yield mixed results, right? Shooter games yield mixed results. There's some shooter games where you sort of teleport around and you duck in and out of cover, and those are really enjoyable, like targeting, dodging bullets, all of that sort of stuff is really fun.
So a bit like Time Crisis or Virtual Cop, but with a little bit more movement?
Not necessarily rail shooters, no. But a cover-based shooter, a cover-based first-person shooter works really well. An FPS game in the style of Doom, where you would have to run around lots, no, wouldn't work at all. A lot of the VR games that I tested focused heavily on the gun mechanics, so shooting the guns and reloading the guns, that is actually surprisingly engaging when done correctly. Like you'll be in like the midst of a firefight, and you'll be like, "Oh shit, I've got to reload my gun," and I push the button on the back of the gun, and like half the gun like falls on the floor, and I'm like, "Shit, I need the other gun," and then I get the other gun out. But there's a lot of shooting galleries, which are decent enough, but don't provide enough depth, in my opinion.
Yeah, they wouldn't be too interesting after you've shot all the targets for about the 5th time.
But again, it's like, what's the first thing we're going to make? A shooting gallery. It makes sense. Games with alternative locomotion, like jetpacks and stuff, depend on the player. I could play them fine. Some people get really sick.
I found one of the things I watched when I did VR was it was just like a demo of you sitting in a car while it drives along, like a racing car. But I got quite motion sick from that, and I haven't been motion sick really since I was a child. So it's interesting to see that I got motion sick once more from VR. And I think it's a problem that I've heard is intrinsic to VR. It's why they don't really do much of it in military, because you think it'd be useful for military simulation, but people just get motion sick with VR.
Like, I didn't get motion sick at all, but some people I gave the headset to are like, "Oh god, I can't do that. Oh, I'm immediately ill."
How does it play with glasses? Any ideas?
Fine. Yeah, most people I know wear glasses, and the HTC Vive headset has little grooves cut into the side of it so that glasses can fit in.
I've done like 4 out of the last 6 weekends I've done overtime, so I've made some. Gosh, and I'm tempted to buy a VR headset, but I don't know if I should.
Well, I would wait until I think they're going to become cheaper soon.
I've been waiting for like version 2s and version whatever else is, like slightly better versions of it with more.
I'll get onto that, because that's basically my idea as well, is to wait for a version 2. Stealth games, like I said, budget cuts was great. I think stealth games have a lot of potential in VR. Hand-to-hand combat games, maybe. I played one of the really popular ones, which is like a gladiator one. The problem is, I accidentally slammed the side of my hand into my lamp and drew a considerable amount of blood.
Nice.
It's like a really solid lamp.
Nice.
I deleted the game after then.
Nice.
That's a real rage quit. Game is gone now.
And yeah, games that don't work, racing games do not work in my opinion, and games with third-person cameras do not work.
Here is my ultimate question with it, basically. So the vast majority of games that I like to play don't involve first-person perspectives.
Well, I mean, a puzzle game you could do in VR.
Yeah.
And that would be... probably wouldn't be that much different experience.
The gimmick... I mean, it would work, but it wouldn't be anything special.
No.
Well, this is the thing, you see. This is why I've been a little confused for the whole... however long it's been, about whether to bother or not.
Adventure, arcade, simulation, RTS.
I like arcade.
Wave shooter games, physics games, puzzle games,
actually, you know what?
sports games.
I would play Tetrisphere on VR. That would be pretty sweet.
Oh god.
Also, games about creating stuff. So things like
not so bothered about that.
Stuff like Tilt Brush, I really loved. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but Tilt Brush is fantastic if you like to draw and things. Another thing is asymmetrical multiplayer games work really well.
I bet they do, yeah.
So you can have one person on the VR. We played a game called The Diner Duo, which is like one of those like casual like diner simulation games, which is actually really fun. One person is the chef and one person is the waitstaff. The waitstaff is playing on the computer. They wander around and sort of ask people for their orders, and they yell, "Chef, we need a number 2." And then the chef says, "What's a number 2?" And then they say, "It's behind you on the board. I don't have to tell you what a number 2 is." And the chef says, "Just tell me. I don't want to turn around." And then the person reads it. And then the chef makes it. And then the chef's like, "I got a number 2 here." And the person serving ignores it. And then, they say, "I got a number 2 here. It's going to go cold." And the server comes over and takes it and goes, "This isn't a number 2. The customer doesn't want it." And the chef's like, "I made exactly what you fucking told me to." And
it's just like real life.
Yeah, it's like it perfectly captures the kitchen experience. It's amazing.
Has anyone here played Overcooked, by the way?
Yes, I have Overcooked.
Is it
it's very
good?
fun. It's not that long. Like, me and my friends finished it in a day, but then you go back and you go for high scores and stuff. It gets very funny especially when you get new people who don't know what they're doing, and everyone else knows what to do, and they're like, "Why are all these dishes?
Why are we
not washed?
failing?
Why is like one of my friends was asleep when we started playing it because he'd like been working quite hard on a project, so he had to go to sleep. And the next day we played it with him, and everything was just on fire all the time. The entire kitchen was just on fire. And we were like, why is it on fire? Where's the fire extinguisher? Who put the fire extinguisher over here? Why is my soup boiling over? There's some levels that add in stuff like ice as well. You got your like ice levels, your lava levels. Lava levels are atrocious because basically like the floor will change, and like the floor will just fall away into the lava. So there's this one mission where all of your pots and stuff, your fryers, are like circling on the lava, so you can't get to them until they come past like where your kitchen is, and then you've got to pick them up quickly, like put the stuff on to fry and wait for them to come round again. And it's raining fireballs, and it's just awful. And the slip and slide levels are terrible too, because if you bump into each other, you get knocked off and die. And have to respawn. So Overcooked is very fun. Very good game.
Also, we need to use Parsec now if we can fucking get it working properly to play some multiplayer
like
Clash of
Mario
Heroes.
Party and stuff.
Mario Party. Clash of Heroes is the important one, which I want to get
Clash
people
of
into.
Heroes?
Oh boy.
It's an enjoyable puzzle. Oh shit, that's a casual game. I love that game.
Would you count that as a casual game, really?
Well,
I don't know.
I can't beat like the.
I haven't beaten the last boss yet, by the way.
I haven't gotten like a third of the way through the game.
So okay, this is the fucking the elevator pitch for Clash of Heroes. So it's a might and magic game. It is a match 4 turn-based strategy game.
What?
It's really fun.
Cool.
It is really, really fucking fun. Also, there's a really good multiplayer mode. So there's like a 2v2 cooperative competitive mode where you can do more strategy than you can do in the base 1v1 game, because you can have people picking up units and then you can slot them into sequence and then the other person can drop their unit without taking a turn. It's fucking ridiculous. You can do all sorts of shit with it.
I didn't know there was a 2v2 version.
There's a 2v2 mode in it. It's great, but Clash of Heroes is one of my favourite fucking things. It's great. It's one of those games that's just... It's fucking perfect for what it is. And I want to see more of it.
What it is.
The people that have been making it have been making, what is it, Below for the last, 5 years or something stupid. Going and doing other stuff.
What's Below? I've heard of that.
Whatever it is that those guys are doing. It was supposed to be like a Dark Souls-y
Below
2D RPG roguelike thing that they were making.
That's too many genres.
I don't even fucking know at this point.
That's too many genres.
It's been in development for so long that I feel like there's nothing to it at this point. But
how many times do you think that Cuphead has been referred to as the Dark Souls of platformers?
Everything is the Dark Souls of
you see, I'm
something
tempted to
now.
buy that and just play through it. How difficult can that game be?
I'm tempted to buy that and play through it. Wow.
No.
Look at this absolute madman we've got here.
Absolute madman. Buy games and play them. Who would have thought? I'm just tempted to just... I know, right?
Understand.
I don't understand. Buying...
Are you telling me you would take money from your wallet, post it through the developer's mailbox, and then play their video games?
Yes. The first time I pirated, by the way, I didn't even realise I was pirating, because my uncle just gave us floppy disks for the Amiga full of games, and I never batted an eyelid because I was 5 years old, 6 years old.
It's not pirating if you got it from your uncle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my uncle that works at Nintendo told me that.
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't sound legit to me.
I'll finish the random thoughts on VR. First off, there's no good downhill skiing games, and I'm pissed off at that because
That's bizarre.
I want ski free for VR. I want to be eaten by the Yeti in VR.
In the a lot of detail.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a lightsaber game for VR? And if not...
There is for Kinect.
Why not?
Kinect.
Holy shit, I forgot about Kinect.
They killed off the Kinect. When
Let's
they
not talk
realised
about
it was
Kinect.
never
Let's
gonna
not
be
talk about
popular.
Kinect.
Kinect was pretty funny.
Can we talk about that game that Peter Molyneux was never making for the Kinect? What are you talking about? What
Milo.
game?
Milo.
What game? No,
Milo.
I remember that.
exist. No, it never happened. What are you on about?
You're talking about Milo.
I'm talking about Milo.
Did you know that people thought that Milo was this weird, ambitious thing, but Milo was actually a
It's just
game
a tech
in which
demo.
you played. It was going to be a game in which you played as like the imaginary friend
Yep.
of some kid, and the whole idea of the game was that you would like talk to this kid while his parents had a fight and eventually divorced in the background.
Yep.
That was like the concept for the game.
Yep.
I like that.
I wish it could have been made. I would have played it.
I like.
It sounds like
Molyneux.
it sounds a bit like Facade. It would be kind of.
Yeah, basically, that was part of the idea.
Yeah. I've told you guys about Peter Molyneux's career, haven't I? I told you about how he started out in video games as a beans salesman, right?
Bean salesman.
I've definitely
beans.
told someone about this. He was selling beans at a company called Toros, which was spelt slightly differently than a software development company called Taurus.
Mm.
And they sent him a message being like, yo, can you make a game for us? And he was like, well, I did programming at college. Yeah, I can make a game for you. And that's how he started his career in video games.
He's great.
He's fictional.
At least he had some fucking ambition. At least
He's
had.
dead now, isn't he?
His
Like,
career
not
is
not really.
in
but
video games.
His career,
might as well be.
he doesn't
Also,
video
since we're
games
talking about Peter
anymore.
Molyneux, this is the moment where Catsman quotes.
Fucking Populous at the
never
beginning
mind.
was fucking
hold
incredible.
up. You were going to send me a clip of Fable 2, weren't you?
Yeah.
Beatles.
Your people say, no, you kids ain't afraid of Beatles, are ya?
Beatles, are you?
Oh man, I loved
used to be
Populous.
able to-
I adored Populous.
What about Sim Ant?
Ant.
I like
I'm freaked out by ants, so
Black
it
and
would have
white
been a
was cool.
Are you
bad
freaked out
idea
by
for me.
ants?
I don't
What?
like ants.
Ants
I
are
don't
the
mind normal
coolest
ants.
creature
no,
there
normal
is.
ants, absolutely fine. Ants in video games, fuck, go, leave.
Is it
Fucking
because you
remove,
can see them
delete.
in all their gory
Fucking
detail,
delete.
or
I
what is
am.
it about video game ants?
I don't
You
know.
like-
I am gonna
Did you have a
fill-
bad experience with the video game of Bug's Life? when you were
No.
a kid?
No, I
that?
did not.
Was there a video game of ants?
Yes, there
Ants
was.
do not know.
scary as shit. Ants was like nightmare fuel.
Let's not talk about the movie Ants
Yeah, I'm not
ever
talking about the
again.
movie Ants.
This is a GLA thing. If you've not been here for a while, you won't know
No.
this. There is a thing with the movie Ants. We do
I don't
not
even know
discuss the movie Ants.
Why don't we discuss
We,
ants?
we don't discuss the reason that we don't discuss the movie Ants. Okay?
Yo, is this like Fight Club?
No, it's because, like,
I'm trying to look for ant-based games now, and I can't find any of the nostalgic ant-based games.
Ants used to repeatedly come up, and whenever ants came up, I did an impression of Woody Allen playing an ant, and I kept doing it. I didn't realize that I was doing it, and once it was pointed out to me, it was like, no, we're never talking about ants again.
Okay, so
Oh, them's were the days.
talking about ants has just reminded me. I didn't mention it during the connections. Also in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was Shrek.
Oh my god.
So you can connect all those video games we just connected to the Shrekverse, which includes other DreamWorks titles.
Shrekverse.
It includes other DreamWorks titles such as Madagascar
my
and
God.
Monsters vs. Aliens,
I
because
fucking hate
there
DreamWorks.
is a DreamWorks kart racing game with like 4 DreamWorks properties in,
Nice.
and I have just named at least 3 of them.
I'm sorry, you do not need a contraction to separate the word Shrek and universe.
The Shrekverse.
No, stop.
It encompasses Shrek, Puss in Boots, and many other aspects of the DreamWorks greater
the
universe.
DreamWorks expanded.
the DreamWorks expanded universe. The DreamWorks multiverse, if you will.
Well, I couldn't find any of my nostalgic ant games, but there's probably ants in the game Bug! Exclamation point,
I bet
which I would.
Did you make any ant games yourself?
I make any? No, I don't think I did. Although I had an idea for creating an ant-based programming language. It would be called Grolgo, and the idea would be that you would give
Hi,
ants.
Grolgo.
Or you would give ants all of the data types that you needed, and then you would draw little pheromone trails for them to follow, and that would be the structure of the program. I think everyone would use it. Because ants are the coolest thing.
They'd use it in space.
The ant hive is smarter than the sum of the individual ants. They can accomplish things that they shouldn't be able to logically.
Is that not just how societies work, though? You got smart people and less smart people, but you've also got people who know different things than the smart people, and then they can all work through their problems together. We don't need to fight everybody.
I think human beings as a collective are less efficient than human beings as individuals. Anyway, the point is, if we lived in a hypothetical ant society, when I was a kid, I watched a documentary on Channel 4, and it said that if humans hadn't evolved the way we did, then the next most likely species would be ants. And then it ended with a graphic of like a giant 6-foot-tall ant standing in a castle.
That fucking terrifies me.
That doesn't mean ants would get as big as humans, though.
I know! It was a stupid documentary.
Was it done by the same guy on like the History Channel who talks about aliens?
This was way before. This is like in the late 90s. It was like a late 90s.
This was
CG
when the History Channel actually talked about history.
But whatever channel I was
They still
watching,
talk about history, the history of the Nazis,
Yeah.
the history of Hitler.
No, that was like the mid-noughties History Channel. The current
They don't
History
do that
Channel
now.
is just about like people trying to sell garbage, I think.
Oh, great.
That's all our society is. People trying to sell you garbage.
Garbage.
What I'm trying to sell you on is intrinsically better than a physical object because it's an idea. It's the idea of free open source software for everyone.
Okay.
So
the
wrap this
Bugs
shit up.
Life game was actually good.
yeah, it was. The Bugs Life game, you had
Bugs Life was alright.
You
I remember
had
that.
different seeds, and you could throw them down into
You
little
did.
patches of earth, and they would grow into different plants.
No, now you're thinking of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
No, you could throw them down. They would grow into a plant, and the plant would be like a spring that you could jump on, or a
You're
ladder
right,
you
actually,
could climb
yeah.
up.
I think berries as well were like your ammunition.
And there were all these different puzzles that you had to solve by like going to one part of the level and like grabbing a certain kind of plant that you needed to grow and taking it elsewhere. And it was actually really fun.
It was back in the day when licensed games actually like they made some effort.
Yeah.
I guess
Toy
if you-
Story was decent. Like even
Yeah.
like Toy Soldiers was alright.
If
They don't
you,
make licensed games anymore. They died
No, it
out after the
stopped.
PS2 or
Well,
early PS3, late PS2 is when they died.
Is
It's
it not
because it
because
stopped
they all
being
just
cost effective.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
they all just became the same tat, didn't they? Because like I'm guessing it used to be companies would be like, right, we need to make a licensed game to boost our portfolio, or because we need some money now, so that then we can make our next game we actually want to make. But they could like do whatever idea they wanted with the IP and be like, right, we'll make this sort of game and we can experiment with it, even if it's going to be, for a license.
Late 80s, early 90s,
can get
there was
experience
great money to
from
be made
making
from
those.
licensed video games, but not
Okay,
anymore.
guys, good licensed games go.
GoldenEye.
Obviously, Harry Potter for the PC.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
too.
on the Game Boy.
No,
was
the
really cool.
Harry Potter RPGs on Game Boy are really
Yeah,
good.
those are really
Flip
cool.
it.
They were
Obviously,
better than the Game Boy Advance ones. 'cause
NES
I had the Game Boy
NES
Advance
games by Capcom is kind of cheating. DuckTales,
Yeah.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
DuckTales was
Rescue
the best
Rangers.
one.
DuckTales is the best. It's quite obvious.
What was the last good licensed game then? Because I remember having some good ones. There were some good SpongeBob games actually
There
that
was a
play
good-
very similarly to.
Do we include product
Psychonauts.
placement games in
Yes, Pepsi Man is
Pepsi
included.
Man?
this? Pushover starring G.I. Ant. Another ant-based video game, by the way. If you've
There
forgotten
was-
that one.
There was a Mickey Mouse game released by Sony Imageworks for PC in the mid-teens, I'm going to say. Mickey, it was like a semi-remake of Castle of Illusion.
What? Epic Mickey?
Have
No.
an advertisement for Pushover.
It was like a new one. It's called Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. It was taken off
Is that on the
Steam for a
Wii?
while, but no, it's on the PC.
Because
Here
they
it is.
remade it for the Wii, didn't they?
Castle of
No,
Illusion's
this is
pretty
a
great.
different game. And
this is the recent one. Yeah. It's
yeah,
good.
and
It's good.
that game is actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I can think of. Oh, Cool Spot, obviously, Cool Spot.
What's Cool Spot?
Oh my god,
It's
he doesn't know
Pepsi
about
game.
Cool Spot.
Someone
7-Up, wasn't it?
Someone explain Cool Spot is a game where you play as the logo for 7-Up.
Yep. Yep.
Did anyone ever play Doritos Dash of Destruction?
No.
I have
Okay.
played a Doritos like runner game, but not that one.
No, so I think this is the game I'm thinking of. There was a Doritos game on the Xbox 360 that came out on the arcade, and it was free. And the idea of it was they were like, "Hey, look, you can get a load of gamer score by playing our free game," and you could get a load of easy gamer score by playing this free game. So everyone played Doritos. I think it was called Dash of Destruction, where you either played as a car or a dinosaur. I think.
You don't
So
remember which?
Yeah. No, you played as the car, and it had like asymmetrical multiplayer, I think. So you played as like a Dorito van that was delivering Doritos, I think, and the dinosaur was trying to eat you. I might be remembering it wrong. This is like 10 years ago, but I'm pretty
Nice.
sure that was the Doritos game. It wasn't
Incredible.
great, but it's memorable.
I haven't played it yet, but it's actually next on my list is the Blade Runner adventure game.
I'm
Oh,
told that was
shit.
very good. I actually have a friend who has the boxed version of that.
I own a dual case copy of it. I'll be playing it soon.
Yeah.
And I'll also be talking shit about the new Blade Runner movie.
I don't
Apparently,
like.
apparently it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, people have bad taste.
I don't know.
It's on my list.
I haven't seen it. I wouldn't know, but I do.
yeah, I played
I do have the original.
LucasArts made 2 Indiana Jones adventure games. One
Yes,
based on
my-
Last Crusade and one original.
My dad played those on the Amiga.
I played Last
Pretty
Crusade.
great.
I can't recommend it. It's not very good, but there's a really cool thing where like there's you get points and it shows how many points you got at the end. So you can solve everything pretty much exactly how Indy solves them in the movie, but you get more points for doing things that he didn't do in the movie and like doing different things.
Pretty good.
Oh, that's cool. I only had Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, which is not a good game.
Star
I
Wars
never
Rogue
played that.
Squadron as another licensed game.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously,
Rogue Squadron's good.
Knights of the Old Republic.
And Knights of the Old Republic is decent also.
Goof Troop.
We've already
Yeah,
discussed
yeah.
Capcom Disney games.
Sorry,
But yes.
I had to say Goof Troop.
Understandable.
Goonies 2 on NES. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The
The
Goonies 2 on the
Warriors
NES. Fuck
on
me.
PS2, I've heard is very good. I downloaded it recently to play. It's like a game of the Warriors film from like the 80s.
Yeah.
But I downloaded it because people said it had good combat. I played Urban Reign recently, which was really hard, but had really good combat, so I want something similar. Sort of like a 3D beat-em-up kind of deal. Because they're like, side-scrolling beat-em-ups, like, I don't know, Streets of Rage, stuff like that.
That Dungeons and Dragons side-scrolling beat.
Chronicles
Yeah,
of
that one's
Mystara,
quite
fuck
good,
yeah.
actually.
I love
Chronicles of
that
Star
game.
was really good.
But we don't really get 3D versions of those so much, do we?
They are.
They'd be fun, right?
I think that beat 'em up games, while enjoyable, should be left in the time period that they were made in.
I like beating up games too much, I'm sorry. Especially if they're really, really fucking good. Like
Isn't-
that.
Aren't there a few
Another good
like
thing to
indie beat 'em up?
parsec.
Isn't there like a sequel to River City Ransom
Yeah,
being
it's not
made?
good. I was so
Oh.
excited because me and my brother played River City Ransom and it was so fun. And then it's just not good. I wrote a Steam review telling people how bad it was.
Oh,
That's how
man.
badly I felt. I was like,
The real
no.
River City Ransom sequel is Scott Pilgrim. But
The,
Yeah, I wanna play
the game
Scott
that you want to
Pilgrim.
play if you're into beat 'em ups at the moment is Streets of Rage Remake, which is really, really fucking good. Can recommend. There's
I
all
quite
of the
like,
games.
Sorry, continue. I have interrupted.
No, it's fine. Keep going.
I like Dragon's Crown.
Dragon's Crown's
I've played
very
a lot of that recently. And that's getting a
Vanilla
remake.
games in general are very good, yeah.
oh yeah, they made Odin Sphere, huh?
The Odin Sphere,
Not even
Muramasa,
Yeah,
and,
Muramasa, that's what I mean.
and Dragon's Crown. The only one I've played is Dragon's Crown.
The only one I've played is Muramasa, and I didn't really get it, to be honest.
They're very
But that's
pretty
okay.
games.
I just have shit taste. It's fine. You knew that already.
We knew that already.
At least you admit it.
That's
What else can we do for licensed games?
that's about it, I think.
Yeah, that's about it.
Speak
don't know,
now
actually.
or forever hold your peace.
No, we've been at it for almost 3 hours, and I want to play Mario, so we're wrapping this
We
up.
haven't done
I-
a conundrum. Is there a conundrum?
we had. It
Catsman
was
conundrum.
good. It was
Oh, it
good
was.
casual games.
Yeah, no, that was
Ah,
a
of course we did.
conundrum.
Yeah.
Nor
I'll
me.
wrap up what I was going to say about VR. Because in terms of longevity, I eventually ran out of things to do. VR games are still in that sort of early and experimental phase. It's sort of comparable to where arcade games were in the late 70s, early 80s. There's lots of score attack games, and developers can't seem to agree amongst themselves about what the best way to do basic things is, like moving around. They are coming out at a good rate, like the rate at which they're coming out is not slowing down, and developers do seem to be doing well out of it. If you want to go into VR now, you have to kind of accept that it's still the experimental phase, and in a way that's fun, but also in a way you're probably going to find it a bit frustrating. And if you like big budget AAA games, then stay the fuck away, because they will not work on VR. Not only are they too expensive to make for the number of people who own them, but like you would have to have the very highest possible end PC to play any like giant big budget VR games.
Turn of the Enders 2's coming out soon. I want it. I want it. Precious. Also, Res HD is fucking on there, and I haven't. That's another game I really want to do.
Res HD.
Res came out on it. Res Infinite, it's called. That's the one. And there's the whole game is in VR, but there's a specific VR mode that the guy created, like brand new, which I quite want to do. I liked both of I liked Res and, what was it, Child of Eden on the 360, I think it was. That was also really, really fun. I enjoyed that. As freakishly weird as they were.
Is Res like Vib Ribbon?
No.
I was
like a
hoping
Res
you'd
is
say
like
yes.
Panzer Dragoon.
Oh.
In that
Is
way.
Panzer Dragoon like what's the name of it called? Something Sin and Punishment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
It's that kind of on-rails, lock-on shooter style thing.
I get it.
I like Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, that
I
seems awesome.
haven't played Sin and Punishment. I hear good things.
There's a Wii one.
The
That's
Wii one's
also
good
very
too.
fun.
The
Yeah.
Wii one
But
is good
Child of
It's
Eden
sort
is
of like-
actually a game I want in VR, and I'll never get it because I won't. But I like Child of Eden a lot. Really good. Sorry, continue. That was a Kinect game, by the way. Like, the only good Kinect game was that.
Oh yeah, I remember that coming out.
What about Kinect Adventures?
Fuck Kinect Adventures.
That's
What
on my
about-
top 10.
What about Fable: The Journey?
What about Fable: The Journey?
Well, you read that Eurogamer article about Fable.
I did read Fable. I did read that Eurogamer
really
article.
sad when you think
Also,
about it.
on the note of Eurogamer, they have a history of Creative Assembly, which is well worth reading. That was released on Friday. That's fun. The
I
people that
like
make
the
Total War.
Creatives Assembly.
They used to make sports games for EA.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that before either. Like they made the first FIFA game for PC with the Creative Assembly. There you go.
So I'll just talk a little bit about the Vive. Steam VR is really good. The screen door effect is there, but when you're focused on the game, you can't see it. I have a 770, and I was pushing my GPU to the limit. I'm not sure if I'd want more resolution right now. The biggest problem with the Vive headset was that it fogs up if you're playing like a tennis game and you get hot and sweaty, it'll fog up and you can't see, and you've got to take it and clean it with a cloth. I found it to be comfortable. There's a port on it for headphones. I would rather that they're built in. I like being able to use my own earphones, but the wires get everywhere. It's not worth it. The motion tracking was flawless. It's like what the Wii was supposed to be like, but wasn't. The chaperone grid will not save you if you try and jump backwards into a wall, which I
What
did.
is the chaperone grid?
It's
This is the thing where it warns you if you're going to collide with something.
You're going to basically when you get it and install it, you draw a line using the controller around the edge of your play area, and then if you get close to it, it'll show up as like a glowing blue grid. Like, don't step into this grid; it's a wall. But you can jump backward into that wall, and I really hurt my head. I tried.
So you drew blood from your hand. You fucking collapsed your skull. What else has this done to you? What else has this monstrous toy done to you?
I have a really hard head. I tried the Oculus Home through Revive. Revive worked, but Oculus Home is one of the worst pieces of software I've ever used.
Good lord.
It is so bad.
And you've written some pretty bad software before, so...
When I downloaded it, I tried to install it, and it was like, no internet connection. And I was like, that's weird. And I spent 30 minutes trying to work out what the problem was. And it turns out I didn't have enough space on my C drive.
What?
And it just said, no internet connection. And I had 6 gigabytes of space on my C drive. So I mean, I'm on an SSD that's quite small. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll move 3 gigabytes of stuff off of my C drive. And then it was like, okay, great. And I'm like, I don't get to choose whether you install into my C drive, do I? And it was like, no,
nope.
You don't. And it was It was janky and horrible. It was a massive resource hole, and there's barely any fucking games on it. I hate it.
So, not an Oculus then. Get a Vive instead. That's what you're saying. If you were going to get one.
If you were going to get one, get a Vive, yeah. Also, the setup was quick, but a word of warning, you need a lot of plug sockets. There's one plug socket that powers the headset itself, and there's the little control box,
isn't it?
Yeah, the breakout box. And then you need 2 additional plug sockets for the lighthouses, which need to be in opposite corners of the room.
Well,
so you need lots of plug sockets.
I don't have sockets like that in my living room.
My living room's fine, I think.
You don't have sockets in your living room?
No,
what do you plug your lamp into?
Corners of the room that I can, like, put the camera
Are they
in,
front and back corners,
high,
or are they different corners, or what?
Ideally, they should be across from one another.
So, like, diagonally placed in the corners of the room? Right,
ideally.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that
don't
makes
have a
sense.
socket there, really. It would cross across my kitchen door, which would be awful. Unless I went the other way.
Getting new sockets installed.
That might work.
It's really cheap. I know a guy who knows a guy. He came in, he did my sockets. It was really cheap. They seem safe.
I'll do your socket.
That's VR. In my opinion, you should wait and see what happens with second gen, and if it's any cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I don't think it'll be cheaper, but I think it'll be better in many respects.
Or if when the games become more mature, I think there is a lot you can do with it. I don't think you should be worried about buying one and being like, oh, I'm now bored of VR. It doesn't really work like that. But at the same time, don't go in now. That would be silly. And that's it. That's everything I had planned.
Outstanding.
How do we manage to make this last so long when we talk about nothing?
Hey, we talked for a good 20 minutes about ant games.
Hello and welcome. That's right.
Rock me, baby. Baby. Rock me, baby. Baby.
That's right.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Please.
Why are people on the internet so mad about some guy who couldn't play Cuphead?
Because he's a journalist.
Yeah,
so
but
he's
he was
supposed
like
to know
someone-
what he's doing.
He was like someone who reviewed other kinds of games.
But he doesn't know.
Not
This is the
everyone
thing.
has to be good at everything.
But he isn't. He isn't
Then
good at
why
anything.
would he try to review this thing that he's
because
clearly
he
not
was
good
he was
at?
at
because
the
he was
event.
the only person that they could send to the event at that time.
Maybe he shouldn't have done it.
Listen, everyone who plays video games is fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. I'm fucking stupid. Everyone who plays video games is fucking stupid. And the reason that they think they're good is because games are designed for their stupid idiocy. And the fact that Cuphead isn't doesn't make some guy being shit at it a worthy target of my
No.
ire when that ire could be directed
In
inwardly
fairness,
toward myself.
I know. In fairness, I don't think the ire was necessarily at the guy in question who played it,
I
but
think it
more at
just
the
highlights-
constant people that went, why are you criticizing this person? Stop it. Stop fetishizing skill.
You
How
remember?
dare you fetishize skill?
You remember when I did the lawyer guy? I think it was the second. It was the first and second demos for lawyer guy where people were like, "I don't. What's this? What's this object here? Do I shoot this?" And it was like
Yeah,
a
you
key
told
or
me about
something.
that,
And then there was a
actually.
door, and they were like, "I don't understand how to get through this door." This was like people on the GLA who are good at video games, like. The idea was to jump up and get the key and open the door, and they're like, I don't understand what to do. I killed the enemy, and the door isn't opening. What do I do? Like, people fucking
See,
suck.
I find that strange. Yeah, I guess you're right. But the thing is, this is like in a public light. If he's clearly like, if he's not going to be able to create a sort of a factually based opinion because he doesn't play this type of game, you know, if he's got nothing to compare it to and he's not very good at it, should he be pushing out content that tells us how we're supposed to think this game is? If
I don't
he's
know,
the
it's-
wrong sort of person, he's sort of almost fooling his viewers or his readers into thinking, you know, I have a sort of a good idea of how this game should work. When he doesn't, and therefore people may get the wrong impression about the game from what he's said about it because he's not the best informed. It's like if I were to try and tell you about the history of Native America, I've got no idea about any of that stuff.
Nah, you're perfectly qualified. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I could tell you about the history of Israel because I read a book about that once.
Okay, yep, perfect, fine. Can you read?
No.
Then you're
I
perfectly
looked at
qualified,
the
that's fine.
pictures mostly.